Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel ahead of a massive Game Week 6 deadline. Of course, we had the 5 AFCON transfers to use this week. If you don't want to use them this week, though, you can roll them. I've had a few questions about that. And of course, there is a route where people are looking at going against Sterling Haaland this week. I'm one of those people, as you can see on screen right now. My captain heading into this game week is going to be Bukayo Saka. I doubt there's probably going to be a lot that will change my perspective on that one. So there is a hell of a lot to cover in today's deadline stream. Of course, we're going to be doing team reviews as always as well. We'll get the first one done at 9 o'clock. So if you head over to my X, follow me on there. And yeah, there will be a post that literally says, this is the place for team reviews. Leave your teams right there. Get your comments in. Get your likes in for the stream as well. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty big stream today, I imagine. So plenty of questions. Get them in early. A lot of people, like I said, have got plenty to debate with 5 free transfers. Of course, their captaincy as well for this week as well. So yeah, we'll try and help as many people out as we possibly can. Obviously, we'll be live up until probably around about 11:30. Then we'll let the big boys go and do their thing. But yeah, let's just get cracking, I guess. Let's see who's in the chat already. We've got Zen, we've got Terry, we've got lasting players as well. Some great legends already of the channel in the chat as well. So yeah, let's start answering some questions. Hi Tom, good day. Would you rather keep Elliot Anderson or Bruno Guimaraes for the next 2 weeks? I mean, they're both players that I think you could very easily keep longer term, to be honest, right? If I had to pick one, I think just for the price value, Elliot Anderson is he's just immense for what he is. Is Timber available for this week? He is a doubt. Of course, him and the rest of the Arsenal cohort, they're all flagged at the moment, weren't pictured in training. So again, we're going to have to kind of just wait and hope maybe we get something, but with the game being at 8 o'clock tonight, I doubt we're probably going to get anything. So yeah, I probably would play him and just make sure my bench cover is pretty decent, to be honest. Would you do Anderson to Wilson? I mean, we are in that luxurious position where we can obviously make those additional transfers. So yeah, maybe I would be tempted to do that one. Like, I think Elliot Anderson is a fine player if you want to go for it. But obviously, Harry Wilson, the next few games, they are immense. So, yeah, you very easily could go for it. Hi, Tom, would you rather sell Enzo or Minter to buy Wilson? Probably Enzo, right? Will Rice play? I hope so. It was only illness. He missed a game in midweek, so hopefully he's fine. If not, we got Michael Keane, who always scores points on my bench. So hopefully this week he can come in and score some more. Minter or Elliot Anderson longer term? I probably would go Elliot Anderson. He's just a steady guy that will do exceptionally well, so you've never got to worry about him. Morning, mate. Hope you're doing good. Nunez with Van Heck, Dubravka, bench boost worthy. Is that from City? Is he going to play? I think he's in the predicted lineups. I checked the predicted lineups on that one for the Nunez one, but everything else is good, I reckon. Andy in the chat as well. Hope you're doing good this morning. Hope you're doing good. Current best midfielders to bring in. I mean, Foden just continues to rise in price. Saka with captaincy. Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, these are going to be the good players. If you're looking for kind of, those more shorter term picks, maybe like a Harry Wilson could be a little bit of a fun one over the next few weeks as well. Some good fixtures for Fulham. Obviously, Burnley up this week as well. So there are a few decent players to potentially going in. Is buying Palmer risky? Yeah, I think he starts today, but I think longer term, like, his minutes are still going to be a little bit all over the shop. I reckon it's probably around game week 20 where I will probably have a decent look at Palmer. Depends what he does today. Like, if he absolutely goes off and like Maresca's like he's the best player ever, his minutes are secure, then of course maybe we have a different conversation. But for now, right before this game, probably if I was on a free hit, I'd maybe take the gamble. Other than that, I probably wouldn't look at it. I'm just going to blow my nose very quickly and then we'll get back to answering some questions. So 1 second. Oh. Right, there we go. We're back. Tom, I'm on a free hit. Collins or Anderson, and then Eze or Mbuemo. I'd go with Eze, and then I probably would go with, I think, Anderson. Yeah, I'd probably go Anderson. I'd go with that one. Is Saka captain bait? I was listening to an Arsenal cast, as I'm an Arsenal supporter. They were suggesting reduced minutes for Saka with Madueke starting on the right. I think Saka will still play very decent minutes. I genuinely do think he'll play decent minutes. And against Wolves, you probably only need about 70 minutes anyway to do some real damage. Hey, Tom, when are you going to start getting Mbeumo out? After this week. I mean, he's literally like, there's doubts around him playing this week. If we get any early news, he will be going out of the side. But for right now, I still think he probably plays the game before heading off to AFCON. Obviously, then after the next week, he will be a transfer that I will be removing from the side. So, a player, sorry, from the side. So, this is his last week. He looks pretty good against Bournemouth, who haven't won in 6. They've got the second worst away record for goals conceded as well. So, I don't think it's necessarily the right week to probably take Bryan Mbeumo out unless he's not going to play in that fixture. Other than that, I'm going to keep him. Then we'll look to move either to probably Acuna, given the United fixtures, or potentially a Szoboszlai as well. So yeah, they're the two moves I've got obviously planned as well for going for that one. I mean, all my projections aren't based off just the Hub Fantasy Football Hub predicted tool. It is looking at the individual fixtures rather than just basing off projected points. And I think in review and Solio, like Saka's absolutely clear of Haaland and Bruno Fernandes this week. So yeah. I have Senesi and Timber, and I can go to anyone other than an Arsenal player. Do I sell Senesi? Yeah, I probably would sell Senesi. I probably would. Harry Wilson or Bruno G for this week. Harry Wilson. Brian to Bruno. Bruno. What? What? I would go, yeah, probably maybe Brian to Bruno Fernandes. If you've got the money to go and do that, then yeah, probably would. Thoughts on Foden, Thiago, captain. I think there are probably better players outshining that this week. I do think like a Saka, a Bruno Fernandes, even a Haaland probably goes above those two in my personal opinion. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely, worth some considerations. I do just think we are very blessed this week with very good captains. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't deep it too much. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe as well. We're trying to hit 25K by the end of the season. So if you do want to help us out, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button and all that good stuff. Make sure you're getting your votes in for the poll as well. I'm very interested to see the results for this one this week. Looking heavy on the Saka captain. I wonder if that's going to continue throughout the stream. But yeah, again, maybe it's just like a microcosm. Is that the right word? Microcosm? I don't know. But basically, what I'm trying to say is it just the FPL community that was looking at Saka this week, or is the broader kind of more casuals also looking at Saka, or are they thinking, you know what, let's go with Haaland and just stick with Haaland? Because I'm still expecting his effective ownership to be way high, but maybe it's going to be a bit lower this week, looking at those numbers. Who knows? Best Munoz replacement. Maybe somebody like Nico O'Reilly. Chalobah I really like as well. Would probably be the two for me. Is it worth taking the risk in captaining Saka? I think so. I genuinely think, like, watching Wolves on Monday night, they were terrible. They were so bad. They are literally the worst team, and you've got to target these worst teams. And when you get players playing against them, you just have to go for it, don't you? You do have to go for it. Have no Chelsea defence and have Raya by Cucurella or O'Reilly. There was a comment yesterday from Maresca around Enzo and Cucurella's minutes, and he was saying something like, "Oh yeah, they played a lot of games. We're going to have to see how they get on and stuff like that." That for me would be enough to go, I'm not going anywhere near Enzo, and I'm not going anywhere near Cucurella. So, yeah, probably not for me. Hi, Tom. Is Eze a good captain pick against Wolves? Yeah, he was actually one of the players that I did suggest for captaincy this week. Obviously, had a full break midweek. I expect him to start. There is that doubt that maybe there is an early substitution in there, but that goes the same with Saka. A very explosive pick. Got more double-digit hauls than Saka this season as well. So, yeah, could be a very fun pick that absolutely smashes it. Yeah. Wish I never used my 5 free transfers. I've ruined my team. I'm so impatient. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, although we've all got 5 free transfers and it is like made the game a little bit easier, I still do believe, like, there's going to be some people where they're like, oh, okay, I've just spunked all 5 and I've changed my entire team, and then they'll get to next week and go, my team's absolutely dog dirt. Because basically, they've probably just made a free hit team. They've not looked at the longer term fixtures. Like, I think there was like 100,000 people have brought in players that are heading off to AFCON next week, like Mbuemo and Dango. And you're just like, hey, what the hell are they doing? What the hell are they doing? So, yeah, it's kind of one of those, isn't it, really? Obviously, if you're enjoying the stream, like I said, guys, let's see where we can get the like goal up to today. We're on 19 at the moment. Let's see if we can get to 50 exceptionally quick. That would be good to see. Where are we at now? 25. Okay, we're ticking on. We're ticking on. I love that. Is Rice even playing? He's had illness, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. If not, Michael Keane or Richards comes in. But I think Rice will play. Looking at a lot of the predicted lineups, they all have Rice playing, unless we get something pre-deadline saying like, oh, Rice is not playing or whatever. Then yeah. That's the only thing we'll do. The only transfer I think that might happen once this stream potentially ends is if we get any Mbuemo news. So if I find out Mbuemo is not playing in between the 2 hours of me ending this stream and the actual deadline, then of course my transfers will either be Cunha or Szoboszlai, and we'll probably then upgrade Rodon to O'Reilly as well. But those are the moves that I've kind of got planned for next week. So I don't really want to make them early if I don't have to. So we'll wait and see where we're at. Yeah, we will wait and see where we're at. I have Senesi to Richards first sub. Should I risk it? Yeah, I probably would risk it. Jamie, he says, let's go. What's up, everyone? Anybody else used all their 5 frees? Yeah, I think quite a few people have already spunked their 5 free transfers already. We are not in that position. We've used 1. So I'll have 5 again next week if Brian's fully fit and available to play as well. What do you think about triple captain SAKA? Not a bad week to go for it. Could be a very big week where he does go off. Yeah, I don't hate the idea. I don't hate the idea. Minter replacements, please. 1 mil or more. Doesn't matter. Already have Bruno Foden, Saka. Maybe a Harry Wilson. Probably would be the pick, right? Probably would be the one. Do you start Chow or O'Reilly? I'll probably go O'Reilly. Tom, we need a coin flip later to save it. Haaland or Saka. Yes, bro. We'll get one of those done as well. Van der Ven is a keep or a sell. Who've Spurs got? It's not a bad fixture this week, is it? It's not a bad fixture against Forest. So I reckon you could probably keep him for this week. But of course, it is dependent on maybe whether or not you're going to be priced out of some moves. Like, there's been hella transfer activity, by the way, in recent weeks. The prices have gone insane. I think obviously I don't mind the 5 free AFCON transfers. Like, it's been pretty good for content. So, I don't mind the idea. And I think it has obviously brought a lot of people back to the game. So I don't hate that. The problem I think they should have maybe addressed is looking at the price changes. Like, they should have upped the threshold for the amount of transfers or the percentage of transfers that have to take place before obviously the price increases, because what we've had is just like, I think yesterday it was maybe like 11 or 12 price changes, which is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, they probably should have looked at that. Thank you for your suggestions, Tom. Nice pre-Xmas themed sweater, by the way. Yeah, we're repping the Santa today. Bit of ho ho ho. Yeah, I thought we'd go a little bit festive today. Obviously, we're getting closer to Christmas. What is it? 13 days to go? 14 days? Is that right? 13 or 14 days? 14, 13, 12. 12 days to go. I don't even know what day it is. So yeah, there we go. 12 days to go. So we're feeling very festive. And I guess this is the first day of Christmas, right? If there's 12 days to go, this would be the first day. No? Yeah? I don't know. Don't worry. I'm not going insane and talking to myself, by the way. Match Mills is in the corner. So yeah, I've not lost the plot. Do I think Rice starts? Yes. It was illness, so I'm feeling pretty confident that he starts, to be honest. Like, it's not like an injury, he was just ill. So hopefully he's fine. Yeah. People are saying it's 12 days. Yeah, we know. So if it's 12 days to Christmas, is technically this the first day of Christmas in the song 12 Days of Christmas? Minter or Ekatike? I probably would go Ekatike. Isak's out. I think his minutes will be very good today. Play Verbergen, Liverpool, or the Dubravka Fulham. Got Raul Jimenez in my team, so go against the Dubravka. I imagine, like, this is the thing. I never mind playing players against players because I always think I'd rather play a player against a player than rather have them sat on the bench and be like, oh, for God's sake. So I always don't mind playing players against players. And I think with the Dubravka, he probably has the better clean sheet odds right this week. Probably has the better projected points, so I probably would go with him. The only thing I would say is maybe, given Liverpool's recent form, Verbergen maybe gets something out of that game. But I would say on the other side of that is Liverpool are still scoring. They just they can't keep clean sheets. It's the other way around, isn't it, really? Dewsbury Hall or Enzo Fernandez? I think Enzo's got the better fixture this week, right? I don't think Dewsbury Hall is the player I would want to bring in this week, so maybe I would just stick with Enzo for this week. Team reviews will be at 9, half 9, 10, half 10, 11, and the final one at 11:30. So there's plenty of rounds to get your team reviewed by me. Head over to my X, like I said. Follow me over on there. Make sure you all follow me because some of the teams don't pull through. And we're closing in on 5,000 followers over on there as well. So make sure you follow me over there. Then, of course, leave your team under the tweet that literally says, leave your team right here. That is the best way to do it. I would probably go... I'd probably go Rodon. Yeah. Ben White or Skelly? Probably Skelly, right? I did not know that. Thank you very much for that, Terry. He says, FYI, the first day of Christmas is Christmas Day. The 12 days starting then are the days after. Okay. All right. I never knew that. Thank you very much, Terry. So we're not at any sort of days of Christmas. So yeah, there we go. I have 8.4 million. Who do I replace Enzo with? I already have Foden, Rice, and Buemo and Bruno. You've already got a pretty stacked midfield then, haven't you, to be honest? Maybe Bruno Guimaraes potentially like a cheaper option, like a Harry Wilson, a Dominic Szoboszlai, like penalties. Like, it looks like Salah's still going to be benched this week, so yeah, Dominic Szoboszlai could be the one. So many people captaining SAKA. Is it even worth the stress of switching off Haaland? I mean, you're also probably going to get into a position where if SAKA goes off, like, what's his ownership at now? Because it's definitely rose over the past few days. 21.6, right? So captaincy probably boost him to like probably still below 100. But if he really, really does something, he could be a real big killer this week. Imagine a player at 90%. Haaland, I still think could definitely do something. But looking at the poll, it definitely seems like a lot more people are willing to switch away from Haaland this week. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with my thought process on that one. What transfers am I looking forward to? And Mbuemo's going to be out next week, right? He's going to be going off to AFCON. So he's going to be a player we are going to be removing. My replacements are either Cunha or Dominic Szoboszlai. And then we're probably going to upgrade Rodon to like an O'Reilly, a Chalobah. That's kind of where my head is at with that right now. So yeah, those are the two moves that I've got planned because I feel like I was already in a quite an advantageous position heading into the 5 free transfers. I already had Foden, already had Thiago, already had Saka, already had Bruno. So I already felt like I was in a position where, yeah, I've kind of already got the people that most people are clambering towards. So yeah, we'll go for it. Would you play Elliot Anderson or Mr. Minter this week? I would probably play Elliot Anderson. I think he's just a safe 4-pointer, isn't he? He is just a safe 4-pointer. Bench 1, VVD, Anderson, Timber, O'Reilly. Probably VVD. Yeah. Yeah, I think all the engaged managers are probably going against it. And speaking to some casuals at work yesterday, they were tempted to go against Haaland, so maybe we might see more people going for Saka this week. Who knows? Cunha or Bruno? Bruno. Going differential with the Thiago captain and Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe's minutes are wild at the moment. He has looked good, but the minutes are all over the place. If you're going to pick a Fulham player, it's Harry Wilson. Free kicks, corners, Yeah, he's the one to go for. Thiago captain, like he has hit some big double-digit hauls this season. Maybe Leeds is going to be another game where he does it. So fair play if you go for it. Can you pick 3 out of Anderson, Senesi, Rodon, Keane, and Virgil? I'm guessing to play. Probably would go Anderson, Virgil, and I probably would give Senesi the nod. Who have they got? United? Yeah, I probably would give Senesi the nod and just have Rodon or Keane first sub ready to come in. Do you think we'll give 8 Nuri one last game before he goes to AFCON? Maybe, potentially. Cash or VVD? Cash. Morning, Tom. Best of luck. Best of luck to you, my friend, as well. Hope people are doing good on this Saturday morning. Obviously, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you're getting your likes in, getting your questions in as well. We're going to be doing team reviews at 9 o'clock as well. We only need a handful more of likes to get to 50 already, which is great to see. How long have we been going? 21 minutes and 50 likes. Probably a new record, I imagine. Is Palmer a good option? I personally wouldn't be looking to bring him in. I just think still the fitness is not 100% there. Free hit wise, could be an interesting pick this week. Longer term, I'm probably going to wait around game week 20, to be honest. I would probably just leave it. Like, Richards is very capable. Could probably come away with Defcon, yeah, I'd probably leave it. Play Minter or Welbeck? Probably Minter. Play Gahey 4-4-2 or Anderson 3-5-2. Anderson. Cash today, but sell next week. Cash for cash. Very nice. If I use my free hit, does that cancel my transfers I've already made for next week? Well, you're already making transfers for this week, right? So, yeah, the players, like, if you activate the free hit now, all the transfers you brought in won't be there when you reset your team next week. There you go. That's it. So, yeah. So say I've already brought in Declan Rice this week. If I was now to activate my my free hit, then next week when I go to load in my team for game week 17, Rice won't be there. I'll have to re-bring him in. There you go. Should I sell Minter to buy Rice or Semenyo? Probably, yeah. I mean, Rice with him being a bit of a doubt this week, probably you maybe could leave it for 1 week. Semenyo, obviously, his better fixture is next week as well, so you could just leave it for 1 week. Play Minter, don't mind it. If I haven't used my TC when is the cutoff, I think game week 18 is the last week you can play it. Then in game week 19, they all reset. So, yeah, that is the period where you need to be playing it. I must be the only person to use 6 transfers -4. Blame the beer. Nice. Have there been any updates on Timber? Nothing as of yet. The only thing I saw last night was the photos from team training. There was no Rice. There was no, obviously, Timber. There was no Saliba. But are Arsenal just hiding them as always? Like, we've seen this before from Arteta, haven't we? Where they just hide the players around the back somewhere. No, we don't have the man flu. I went out in the week twice, so that's why my voice is a bit crap. Yeah, that's all. Don't worry about me. Resets after 19. There we go. I couldn't remember if it was like you had to use it before the 19 deadline or after the... Yeah, technically that would make sense, isn't it? Yeah. So I made transfers, then free hit. Those transfers never happened. Yeah, basically, yeah. Play Bruno G or Nico O'Reilly. I probably would go Bruno G this week. Yeah, I probably would go Bruno G this week. Obviously, if you're enjoying the stream, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. It is massively appreciated. A like for the jumper as well would be appreciated. Thank you very much for the comment, man. Appreciate that. Team reviews are going to be at 9 o'clock, and then will be every half an hour after that as well. Let me have a look, see how many people have sent their teams in. I imagine it could be a decent whack of people have already sent in their teams for review. Yes, it is. So, yeah, don't worry if, obviously, you haven't sent your team in yet. There are plenty of rounds to, of course, get your team looked at by me. So, yeah, keep the questions coming in and we'll keep firing them away. Xhaka or Minter? Who've Sunderland got this week? Oh, I'd be tempted to go with Xhaka. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go Moreno. Like, Gokres is back now. Like, yeah. Have you done a free hit team? I have done one. It's on TikTok if you want to go and see it, or on YouTube Shorts if you want to go and take a look. I activated mine in game week 14 or 13. I can't remember the exact week. I think it was 14. So yeah, I've already played my free hit. I have VVD, Keane, Richard, Senesi, Alderante in my defense. What transfers should I make? 4 free transfers, 1 mil. I mean, you could leave it this week. Like, VVD's fine, Senesi's fine. I would probably maybe look at Keane or Richards are still pretty good options. So it is probably going to be Alderente to maybe like a Sepp van der Berg or a Collins. That could be a decent one for this week. I brought in Rice Monday night. Yeah, I brought in Rice Monday night. So this was before like the illness came out. Like, that's like I had to make the move that night because Enzo's price was dropping. I would have been priced out of this move. So I had to make the move on that night. And of course, then you know what happens. Like, the player just gets an injury. But yeah, it is. Xhaka in a derby, red card. I think the guy's just going to just tick along, isn't he, with DEFCON this week? That's what he'll do. At least I got 5 free transfers next week. Lots lost cash now, though. Yeah, like the price rises this week. Like, if you've been on the free hit for 16, you probably actually not benefited because you've missed out on so many price rises, right? Best fixture for a potential TC within the next few weeks. You could look at SAKA this week. You could obviously look at Bruno this week. You could then look at Haaland next week, then Bruno the week after. Who's he got after that? I can't remember. Bruno's got a few good ones. 19 for Bruno potentially could be the one. Haaland, obviously, in game week 17 or 18 with West Ham and Forest, and probably Saka this week as well. So they're probably your weeks. I need to bring that back up. Whoops. Yeah, they're probably the weeks you are going to be looking at realistically. Right. They're going to be the ones. Have we hit 50 likes is the big question. I think we should have done. Let me just refresh the stream. Oh, yeah, we've absolutely smashed it. We're closing in on actually 100 now. So, yeah, if you want to go for that, go for that. My mouse is not working. My midfield it is genuinely stacked. Like, I love my midfield. I really, really do. My defense is a little bit questionable this week, I think. But you never know. Like, maybe Chow could come away with something. Rodon, Defcon, Anderson are clean. Like, yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, I think the midfield is very, very good for this week. I absolutely love it. So yeah. Team reviews on now, I guess. Yeah, it is 9 o'clock. So let's get some team reviews done for you guys. Thank you for everybody that sent in their teams already. Really, really do appreciate it. How many have we had sent in? We had 8 already off the back of the what's it called? The 19 I did a minute ago. So yeah, my mouse scroller is absolutely knackered as well. So I might have to get a new mouse at some point today. Jeez. Yeah, look, the mouse scroller has absolutely been diddled. It like half does it. Right, this is the first one. Like I said, there's a lot to get through here. So we'll try our best to obviously skim through as many of these as possible. Brought in Anderson, Thiago, Rice for Caicedo, Senesi, Mateta, like all those moves. Bringing in Foden and Timber next game week. Would you rather captain Haaland or take a punt on Thiago? I probably would rank Haaland above Thiago. So yeah, that team does look very good though. I like that. Rate that team a lot. Heyman already did Mateta to Thiago and Mbuemo to Bruno, Senesi to Nkape or O'Reilly. Should I keep Enzo? I probably would do to O'Reilly, and I probably, if we're doubting Enzo because of the match graphic, him not posting it yet, then maybe he is a player that you do look to get rid of this weekend. Harry Wilson, 3 good fixtures. Yeah, why not? I already used 2 free transfers. Munoz to Nkape, DCL to Raul. I have 1 free one triple. I probably would save. I don't think I would go triple into Fulham. I think that's probably a little bit too extreme. They're not like some super team, by the way. It is Fulham. Like, let's just ground ourselves a little bit. 3 free transfers used. Munoz to Nkape, Bar to Foden, and Mateta to Gui. Plan to roll with the remaining 2. Thoughts on that? Fine for me, yeah. Looks decent. Who to change? Munoz for the bench boost. Maybe Nico O'Reilly. Yeah, maybe Nico O'Reilly. Probably would be the player I would get rid of this week. To bring in, sorry, or you've already got Chalobah. So yeah, probably that, or Nathan Collins could also be a decent shout as well. Need 3 of my 5 subs to get this done. Would you make more? I'm swerving Saka cap. Fair. I rate the Bruno cap, to be fair. I do rate the Bruno cap. I think the team will be fine. Like, if Senesi doesn't play, you've got a bit of bench cover to obviously sort yourselves out. I think you'll be fine, mate. I genuinely think you'll be fine. I wouldn't deep it too much. Anderson to Munoz, Saka to Mbeumo, Wilson to Ndai. Wilson to Ndai. I'm guessing you mean the other way around. And Thiago to João Pedro. So yeah, the other way around. Not left, thinking Kappa next week. Reinders out. Yeah, fair. I mean, you've probably eaten a lot of price drops for Reinders. I think every day I've seen him like near or going to drop. He was at like 5.5, right? 5.2 now. Jeez. I rate the moves though. Yo, Tom, South Africa. What do you think about my team? Should I change anything? No, looks good. Free hit team. Tom with cover. Have I missed anyone? You said Anderson for Collins. I mean, that is a very, very good team. That is a ridiculously good team. I rate that. That is a good free hit team. I rate that. Baby Doll 2786. What a great name that is. Team looks decent. Need help. Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got 5 free transfers here, mate. So Munoz probably to O'Reilly potentially, or Anderson. Gakpo to probably Bruno Fernandes or Saka. Yeah. And then I would drop Mateta down to Gui, Gakpo up to Saka, Munoz to like an O'Reilly, and then Senesi to like an Anderson. I think that'll probably do you for like the next few weeks. Got this team right now. I'm probably just going to sell Senesi so I don't have... I mean, yeah, you've got Anderson, you've got Mukwele. So I probably would maybe go... Who would I go for here? You've already got Anderson. So maybe... I don't know. You've got no Palace coverage. So maybe Richards and just bench him this week and play Mukwele. I don't hate that. I don't hate that as an idea. Either that or you go like Sepp Vandenberg or Collins. They're probably the 2 that I would look at. Hey, Tom, not sure whether Timber or Rice will play. Who should I put as my first and last subs? Probably got that bang on for me. Yeah, probably got that bang on. We did that one already. 5 free transfers. What should I do? 1.5 million left in the bank. I mean, there doesn't seem to be like major reconstruction. Maybe like Tavernier for Wilson or Anderson for Wilson. And then you're probably going to go like Truffett for Anderson from Fulham. That's probably where I would go with that move. Graham's team. Yeah, looks decent, Graham. Looks decent. Obviously, Munoz probably move on for like a Nico O'Reilly or an Anderson from Fulham. Hi, Tom. Wanted to bench boost using my free transfers, removing Goodmanson, Munoz, De Ligt for Vandenberg, Dalot, Burn. Thoughts on the bench boost? Yeah, decent, man. Decent. Get it gone. Play 1, Verbergen or Dubravka. Probably would go Dubravka. 2, play KDH or Minter. I probably would play... Oh, I think I'd probably go KDH, just given the form. Obviously up against his former club as well. Yeah, I probably would go with that one. 2 transfers used, Eze and Thiago. I'm thinking triple cap Saka. Any suggestions? Hey, man, if you want... I would be tempted. Like, here's a good fixture this week. Obviously, the most people will go with Haaland next week. But if you are fancying it, why not? Like, if you really think Saka's going to do that well, then back it fully. Chewy says, free transfers left and 0.7 million in the bank. Might be cooked this game week. Have enough to and die to Rice, but would mean no Saka. Oh, brutal. Brutal. What do you do here, I guess, is the bigger question. If you've not got a route to Saka, I guess you're kind of just hoping he blanks, right? You're kind of just really reliant on a Saka blank. So, yeah, maybe Ndai to Rice is the one. But if Rice then misses out, you could left with egg on your face. But yeah, probably that would be the move that I would do. Want to play 4-4-2, but Van Heck or Van Dijk is the question. Van Dijk. 4 of the 5 transfers made. De Ligt, Matet, and Mbeumo, Anderson, Ekatike, Semenyo, Tarkowski. Captain Semenyo. That is a real random one. I mean, you've got so many better players in there. Bruno, Foden, Haaland, all above it for me personally. But hey, you're a better rank than me, so what do I know, I guess. Captain, any thoughts, any changes required? Who have you captained? Thiago? Could do well, but I do prefer like a Haaland or a Bruno for me. Yeah, I think you'll be fine this week. Whom should I start? It's quite difficult to choose. Can you help? I mean, what's Mateta still doing in there? Like, he's got to be a player you've got to get rid of. But that's probably where I would go. Like, you've got all the right players playing at least. Planning on rolling for next week. Nice, decent, and that's the final one. Obviously, we'll do some more in a little bit. We'll do some more at past. Make sure you are getting your teams sent over to me as well. As always, like sometimes they do not pull through. Sometimes they do. So it is a bit like, you know, it can work. It can not work. Yeah, it's one of those. Free hit 16 tips. I would obviously back Arsenal a lot. I'd obviously still have Haaland and Foden. Like, it's still a pretty good fixture for them. I probably would look at some Brentford players as well. Probably would stack double United as well. Maybe take a gamble on like a Cole Palmer. It's probably where I would go. What three defenders would you take through Christmas, excluding Arsenal? I would just be looking for guys that played 90. Anderson is definitely one. I think Palace have some okay fixtures. I can't remember Palace's fixtures. Leeds, Tottenham, not terrible. Keane in game week 18 and beyond as well, or obviously Tarkowski. There's some great fixtures coming up for Everton. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Free hit 16, Dango or Raul Jimenez. I would personally go for... I think I'd probably go Dango, you know. Yeah, I probably would lean Dango. Van der Ven or Senesi to Anderson. Ooh, probably Senesi, just given the injury and stuff like that. Is Raul in for Mateta a good short-term punt? His minutes do worry me. Mateta's minutes are really frightening, so yeah, I probably would be tempted to move him on. Like, the ideal replacement is Thiago this week, but that's it. Any early team news? Nothing as of yet. Have been loving the content recently. Senesi to Timber or Rodon to Nkape. Already have transfers booked in and brought Wilson in. Senesi to Timber. I probably would go the Rodon route just because we don't know if like Timber's 100% going to play. So yeah, I probably would go with that one. Minter or Welbeck, I'd probably go Minter on that one. Yeah, I probably do go Minter on that one. Do keep your likes coming in, guys. Keep the questions coming in as well. Where are we at? 84. Come on, we can plow to 100. There's over 300 of you chatting in the stream. So yeah, let's see if we can get this up to 100. It would be greatly appreciated if we could. Rodgers on a free hit, not a terrible option. I put him in, I think, my draft, so I don't mind that one. Is this something we don't know? I don't think so. I just think like a lot of the models aren't rating him, so that's where a lot of people obviously get their captaincy picks from, especially like probably big content creators. They do get a lot of their their picks from the models and stuff like that. So I'll see where he's at on review, but I feel like he's not close to any of the like the top bits, but hey, look, if you're fancying it, go for it. Like you said, he is a talisman, takes penalties. Brentford know how to continually win penalties. If you've watched any of the content this year, you know, obviously, that I look a lot into the penalties, and Brentford are one of those sides that consistently win them. Solid sweater, by the way. Thank you. People are loving the jumper today, aren't they? They are loving the jumper. I mean, it's a good one. It is a very good one. Obviously, we're in the midst of the festive season, so hey, I'm glad you guys are liking it. I'm glad you're liking it. How good of a captain is Thiago this week? I'm trying to get on Thingy to see where he ranks in terms of predicted points. Thank you very much for the donation. He says start 2, Gahey, Minter, O'Reilly, Mateta. I probably would go O'Reilly and Mateta. Purely down to the fact that Mateta will still be on penalties. He could just win one like a crafty pen early doors, but his minutes do worry me. So, yeah, his minutes do obviously concern me. But I still probably would go ahead of him than like Minter or Gahey this week. I don't know what's going on with review, but it ain't loading this morning. So I guess we'll never know. I'll see if I can get Solio up, see where Thiago's projections are this week. Looking at Solio, he's at 4.5. So that ranks him below Declan Rice, Sober's live for this week. Yeah, where does 4.5 rank somebody? Really far down. So Saka, Bruno, Haaland, Cunha, Szoboszlai, Ben White, Palmer, Hincapié, Gokeres, Dango, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Anderson, Wirtz, Raya, Foden, Ahmad, Eze, all above him. All above Thiago this week. So yeah. Solio is not a fan of him. Not a fan of him. When review loads, I'll look where he is at there, but yeah, it doesn't seem like they're a fan of him. FF Scout was him at 5.8. Yeah, I do think he could, like, very easily could score very well. I think the problem you might have is there are just so many good fixtures kicking around this week that there are obviously going to be so many players with better projections. Like, you've got Arsenal, a top side, against obviously Wolves, who are dog dirt. So that automatically bumps every single Arsenal player probably above him in terms of projected points. United, Bournemouth, no wins in their last 6, second worst away record. That's going to bump them as well. So that's probably why you are seeing Thiago a little bit further down on those projections. I think in any normal week, he definitely could be. But like I said, there are just so many great captaincy options this week. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. Obviously, we're closing in on 100. We'll do another round of team reviews in 15 minutes as well. Thiago, Walter Marder, or Bowen for the long-term aside Haaland. I genuinely think the front two that I'm rocking right now is the most template front two and what everybody's going to be rocking for big parts of the season. Unless Isak's out longer term and Eke is probably playing like guaranteed 90s. That's it. What rank am I this year? Good question. I can't remember. We got a green, but I don't actually remember where I am right now. I want to say like 200k, somewhere around there. Yeah, 223. So not bad. Like, I'll take that. We've been in worse positions at this time of the year, so hey, I think the team's in a pretty decent place. It's very bunched, by the way, very, very close at the moment. So good week, and you can easily just sling yourself into the top 100k. Is Bruno Guimaraes fine for game week 16? Yeah. Who is the better captain? Foden, Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, or Moreno? Probably Haaland and then Bruno. Kept Walter Marder and Timber. Fair enough. Good morning, Tom. Would you start Minter or Welbeck? Had a lot of those, and I've gone with Minter on that one. I have Haaland and Bowen. Don't rate Thiago. Fair. I think you're probably wrong on that one, Jamie, in my personal opinion. I think Thiago is a guy that has decent non-penalty XGI. Brentford are a side that consistently win penalties year on year on year. He's the penalty taker for this side. He's going to play very good minutes. No European football. For the price he's at, I do think he's a pretty good asset to have. O'Reilly or Burn, I would probably prefer to go for Nico O'Reilly on that one. Yep, that is true. Dango will be off to AFCON after this week. So, yeah. Same with Brian and Buemo. Same with Ndai. All these picks are going to be off to AFCON after this week. So, yeah. If you've got them in your side, you'll probably get this week and then that's it. Raul or Harry Wilson is a big debate that a lot of people are having. I think if it requires a big restructure of your team, don't go for Raul Jimenez. just go with Harry Wilson because he is on free kicks, he is on corners. The problem I would say is Raul Jimenez has absolutely zero competition right now. Of course, as well, has penalties. Like, that is a good thing you want to be targeting. So, yeah, why not? Do I like Saka after this week? Yeah, I still think he's a pretty good pickup. I'm just going to blow my nose, so 1 second. Matcha Mills has just reliably informed me as well, for people that are thinking about Thiago captain. FPL Olympian is going with Thiago captain. So it was nice knowing you, lads. All right. It was nice knowing you. Should I go for a Sunderland defender or a Newcastle defender on a free hit transfers? What are you thinking? Elliot Anderson a keep. I think people, this is the thing, right? People have got the, what's it called? People have probably got the 5 free transfers in hand and have gone, I want to look elsewhere. I want to go nuts with these 5 free transfers. Forgetting the picks like Elliot Anderson or just the steady eddies of the world. These guys that will just consistently pick up like 4 points in your side. So, yeah, it's kind of one of those. Maybe this week would have been a good week for a wild card. You could have caught a lot of price rises. Maybe next week or right before, obviously, we get to game week 19 when everything resets potentially as well. Which goalkeeper would you consider for the next 3 game weeks? Probably Leno, right? Given the Fulham fixtures. If it's only a 3-week punt, then yeah, probably Leno. Gahey, Cash, Burn, O'Reilly, Senesi. Pick 3 defenders for me. I probably would go Cash, Burn, O'Reilly. Yeah. Should I triple captain Saka or Timber? I mean, with Timber being a doubt, I wouldn't go anywhere near it. So maybe go with Saka, but honestly, you have to be feeling it. Should I buy Collins or Anderson? I prefer Anderson just because Collins is on 4 yellows, so 1 more he will miss out. So I probably would lean more towards Anderson. I mean, he got a decent rest midweek, so I do think Saka will probably start and probably play pretty decent minutes. Triple captain in Haaland, no matter what, valid. Like, Haaland is still an absolute joke, isn't he? I will be there next week, I think, on the Haaland cap. Do I start Dewsbury Hall or Guimaraes, Sanchez or Dubravka this week? Sanchez. Buy O'Reilly or Richards for Senesi, O'Reilly. TC Saka this game week or TC Haaland? I'm going with Haaland next week. But if you've got, like I said, a gut feeling about obviously looking at Saka, you're feeling it, you're feeling the vibe, then I don't hate it. Look, I don't hate it. If you really, really fancy it, I genuinely don't hate that move. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Do 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 do. Will Timber start? We haven't got anything concrete on that one. Arteta said he's going to be a matter of days, and that was the exact same thing he said about Saliba. It's not been a matter of days for Saliba. It's been a lot longer. So, yeah, we all know what Arteta's games are. We all know that he's a notorious liar. So, probably wouldn't believe anything that kind of comes out of his mouth, to be honest. Yeah, probably won't believe a thing. Someone's just put in the FPL Cartel Discord. If you haven't already, make sure you all come in and checking that out. I will post the link for that in the description. We've got a great team news section now in the Discord, so any kind of team news, we are really on it at the moment in there. And someone just put a quote from Enzo Maresca yesterday. Cole Palmer can't start every game at this stage. So that, for me, is enough to probably put me off Cole Palmer, like, as a long-term pick right now for a free transfer. I know we had a few questions earlier in the stream about it. So yeah, that probably does enough for me not to even consider going with Cole Palmer. Free hit-wise, yeah, definitely could be a fun pick this week. Longer term, though, we are going to have to wait for those minutes to be a lot better before I think we even consider it, to be honest. Will Salah be fit for the free hit? I'm hearing rumours that he's still going to be benched, so probably wouldn't risk it. I have Timber in my 11, Van der Berg as a priority sub. I don't know how that will do. That's fine. Van der Berg's a good good fixture. Why not? Watkins hat-trick, says someone today. Can't see it because Villa play tomorrow, but nice. You think Enzo is going to lock in now? I probably am going to go. I've sold Enzo this week. I do think, Maresca's comments around him yesterday as well. Like, he's played a lot of games. That to me, bit sus, isn't it? Bit sus. I can't wait anymore. Haaland cap or Saka cap? Ask the holy coin. Yes, my man, we've got you covered. Tails is going to be Haaland. Heads is going to be Saka, okay? It is heads. It is heads. There you go. It is heads. What do I think about Van Dijk this week? I mean, if I had him, I probably would play him, right? And Liverpool have still got some good fixtures, so I don't think he's necessarily a sell, is he? Not selling Mbeumo? No. Like, Bournemouth are bad. Bournemouth are bad at the moment. So, yeah, if he's playing, if 100% going to be playing, then, yeah, we're sticking with him. Is triple captain in Bruno versus Wolves a good idea? I don't hate it. Like, the guy already absolutely ripped them apart in one game, so maybe he can do it yet again. Maybe he can do it yet again. Yeah. We'll wait and see. I can't trust it going with Haaland. Fair. Yeah, we've got to wait and see him play, haven't we? Szoboszlai or Rice? I think Szoboszlai probably edges it at the moment with just that penalty appeal. He really, really does. Like, I don't think people realize how big a penalty appeal is for me, and kind of what then I will do with a player that has penalties. So yeah. Hi Tom, considering the Foden TC punt next week, don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just think, a lot of people will be going with Haaland next week. But if Foden continues this good purple patch of form that he's in, then who knows? You know what? Maybe he's going to be the pick that we are all looking for. Dewsbury Hall or Welbeck? Probably Welbeck. Yeah, probably would go with Welbeck. But I just still want to see Brighton win a penalty. Like, they've got a good penalty record over the past few years. I want to see them win another one and see who steps up. If Danny Welbeck takes it, he starts to enter the conversation, doesn't he? What defense players are good for this week? I like Nico O'Reilly. I think he's a pretty steady pickup. Collins or Van der Berg as well from Brentford could also be pretty decent. Obviously, your Arsenal defenders as well, but there is obviously that doubt of rotation and stuff like that around those lot. Thoughts on the Guimaraes hype train? I understand it. Like, I do understand it because he does have multiple routes to points. He is more a home form player, but he has been massively overachieving on his underlying data. So he might see a drop off and kind of a regression back to where his probably normal levels are. But for a guy that plays 90, can hit DEFCON, all right in the bonus, can chip in with goals, has some set piece share over the festive period, I don't hate it. -4 Minter to Szoboszlai. How are we on -4s when you had 5 free transfers? I don't get it. I wouldn't do that move for me personally. No. Bench Welbeck or Minter, have both. Saka, Bruno, Wilson, Foden, otherwise. I mean, you could probably, but I probably would go with Welbeck. I've said Minter to a few people already. Is Captain and Thiago ahead of Saka a good idea? I'm not personally going for it, and a lot of the predicted point models as well are also not suggesting that's a good idea. So if you're more an analytical manager, then it is leaning potentially kind of against that one as well. Foden cap this week. I don't hate it again, but I think there are plenty of better options this week. An Arsenal player, Bruno. Like, I've hardly seen anyone talk about Bruno in terms of captaincy for this week. The guy just went and scored an 18-pointer, the top scoring midfielder within the game, and we're all sat here and nobody's talking about him for captaincy. I've seen like a few people in the chat, but other than that, who knows? Just sold Walter Morta and Rice to bring in Gui and Saka for the triple captain Saka. That was a good idea. Hey, look, if you're backing it, fair play. Like, honestly, I don't hate it. I genuinely don't hate it. I probably would play Van Dijk, Burn, and I'd chuck Senesi in. You've got like a bit of bench cover if not. If you were to bring in anybody, obviously Anderson or Van der Berg or Collins would probably be the transfers I would go for. Van der Ven or Rodon, probably Van der Ven. Moreno or Saka in for Semenyo. Saka all the way. I'm thinking with Bruno captain, I like going against the grain. Like last week, I went with Foden while everyone else went with Haaland, and that paid off. Fair. Yeah, I think nobody's really looking at Bruno Fernandes for captaincy this week, which I do think is a big mistake. I really, really do. I do think Bruno will probably do quite well again this week. I did a -8 this week. Oof. How are people at the -8s and -4s? You've just had 5 free transfers. Mental. It is mental to me that we're at like minus levels and stuff like that. Just given like how many free transfers we had and stuff, like I don't personally understand it. But hey ho. But hey ho. If you're enjoying the stream, guys, make sure you are hitting that like button. Make sure you're getting your votes in for the poll as well. And make sure as well you are subscribing to the channel. We are trying to hit 25,000 subscribers by the end of the season. It's only possible with your amazing support. So, yeah, if you're enjoying the content, like I said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Transfer Mateta for Thiago. Yep, big fan of that move. That is probably the most, I would say, template move I've ever seen, but for template for a very good reason. What's a good keeper to go for so I can spend funds elsewhere? I don't mind Sanchez. Like Chelsea do just continually pick up like weird clean sheets, and for 4.8 million, not bad. I'm baffled. I am baffled like with the hits and stuff. I am really, really baffled with the hits. Tom, do you think Declan will play versus Wolves, and do I captain him, Foden or Bruno? I don't think I would captain Declan Rice just because he is a doubt heading into the fixture. Anybody that is a doubt heading into a fixture does probably mean that I will look to go elsewhere with captaincies. So yeah, that's kind of where my head would be at with Declan Rice on that one. But I'd still play him. Still play him. Defense, Keane, Gahey, Senesi, Timber, choose 3. Timber, Cash, probably then go Senesi, Keane first sub. Tarkowski, yeah, definitely so. Like the next 2 are a little bit difficult, but after that, they are some great fixtures coming up for Everton. Thiago captain, like I said, not for me personally, but like, look, it is a good fixture. It is a good fixture. I think someone said he's not blanked at home. I'm gonna call bull on that and have a look. Home. Yeah, bull. Game week 7 against City, did Nish. Game week 4 against Chelsea, Nish. Game week 2 against Villa, Nish. I knew it was bull. I knew that was absolutely bull. His double-digit hauls, though, have pretty much come at home, I believe. Newcastle at home, United at home, Burnley at home. So, yeah, whenever he does hit a double-digit haul, it is at home. Bruno or Rice? Bruno all the way for me. I think Bruno is just one of the best picks you can go for in this game. Hi, Tom. Bench 1, O'Reilly, Van der Berg, or Anderson? Probably O'Reilly makes the bench. Do I go for Mateta plus Rice or Saka plus Gui? Saka plus Gui for me. Thoughts on Mukalele? Fine to roll out this week if you really need to. Yeah, Bruno is fully just going to drop another 20-pointer on Monday. Hey, I wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hate it. We're still going to get positive value out of him. What's his ownership at? Like, I still think even despite the 18-pointer, yeah, 25% is ridiculous. What's Foden up to these days? 31. Like, you're still going to get very good rank gain out of all these guys, really. Hi, Tom. Bench 2, start 2, Walter-Marder, Dewsbury Hall, Chow, Minter. I'd probably start Walter-Marder. You know what? I probably would go with Dewsbury Hall, and then I'd bench the other 2. O'Reilly for Chalobah or Richards next game week. Why would you take O'Reilly out? I don't understand why we'd take O'Reilly out. I don't mind Fulham players. I would just say though, remember it is Fulham. It's not like we're talking about like an Arsenal or a Chelsea, and they've got these fixtures coming up. It is Fulham. They are a side that are, could very easily get dragged into the relegation race after these set of 3 games. If they lose all 3 of these games, they're very much down there, relegation battle. Again, maybe a team we're going to start to look to target. But Anderson, Wilson, Raul Jimenez, they're good. I probably would maybe say 2 at max. They're not a side I would want to have a triple up of, personally, for me anyway. I guess, but I still don't understand it. Yeah, Bournemouth are terrible away from home. The second most goals conceded on their travels so far this season. Obviously, you can guess who's in first place. Probably lean more towards Richards. Yeah. When do you think is a good time to get Villa players? Like, they've got good fixtures now, right? The problem with Aston Villa players is there is no standout. There isn't a guy that I can guarantee will play 90 every week, that will get, like, decent returns every single week. There's not a go-to talisman pick from that side. There just isn't one there. So for me, even though the fixtures are good, I don't see a clear option that I would want to pick ahead of anybody else that I've got in my side right now. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah. Odegaard captain. Interestingly, Wolves have conceded the most goal involvements from centre mids this season. So, hey, all I'm saying, maybe like a Rice or an Odegaard could be the picks. Could be the picks this week. Szoboszlai or Enzo, probably Sob. Yeah, just that appeal of penalties has really elevated him in my eyes. So, yeah, that's probably where I would sit on that one. Went to triple captain this week with Saka, next week with Haaland, week after probably a City player again against Forest. Then the final opportunity would be Bruno Fernandes against Wolves. So, yeah, those would be your options in terms of triple captaincy this week. It does all right, but again, I really don't see the appeal of it. I really don't see the appeal of it. Maybe I'm wrong. I just can't get behind it. Let's see where he's been at. Let's see where he's been at. By the way, I think we were meant to do a team review a minute ago. I'll push that to 10. Like, look, apart from the 15-pointer against Leeds, 2, 6, 3, 2, 1, 3, 7, 5, 5. Like, there's nothing consistent I can build off here. What's his XGI? Just poor. 2.5. It's just 0.17 per 90 is god awful. It's not good. It's not good. Is Palmer a good pick? No, Maresca basically said he's not in a place where they expect him to be playing every single week. So definitely not. Thanks, man. I do appreciate that, but we're definitely not a big boy yet. We're not a big boy yet. We've still got work to do. Eh? Oh, yeah. 100%. Given that United defence, they will definitely concede and probably score. But I still think, given their poor away form this season, given the fact that they're 6 without a win, that's one of the reasons I wanted to keep Brian and Mbeumo, was just purely for that. That was the main appeal of it, really, for me. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, guys, make sure you are hitting that like button. We are closing in on 150 likes on today's stream already, which is mental. Obviously, over 400 of you in the chat as well. So if you haven't, make sure you are spamming it. Will Martinelli start? Haven't seen an Arsenal lineup with him in. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen one. So I would probably say no. Yeah, I probably would say no. Xhaka or Bruno Guimaraes for this week? I probably would go Bruno Guimaraes. Should I triple captain Thiago next week? Surely you go this week, right? Who have they got next week? Wolves. Oh, that could be a juicer. That genuinely could be a juicer. Hey, look, if you want to go against Haaland, if there's ever a time to do it, eh? Is SAKA a must-have? I'd probably say for this week. It feels like a pretty essential player to be going into this week to have. Hi, Tom. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a pretty decent day. Stream's doing good. Got my Christmas jumper on. Feeling pretty festive. Heading into the winter break. So, yeah, feeling good. Van Heck or Rodon? I'll probably play Joe Rodon this week. Yeah, I probably would play Joe Rodon this week. I can just see a bullet goal from him this week. I hope I'm right. Best back three. For this week, probably got an Anderson thrown in there. Probably got like a Collins or a Van der Berg, and then maybe like a Arsenal defender, like an Cape or a Timber already. Foden versus Cherky. Foden is absolutely clear of Cherky, so no debate. When's the deadline? I have to click out to see what it says. It is at 1:30 today. Yeah, the deadline's at 1:30 today, so we've got a long time. Maybe I'd look at another Arsenal defender. I took a hit to get out Van der Ven for Van der Berg. Was that a good decision? Not for me. Not for me personally, no. Van der Ven or Van der Berg. Van der Berg, but obviously, like, look, Van der Ven's not a player I probably would take out this week if I had him. Like, they've got Spurs, they've got Forest away. Like, they can very easily keep a clean sheet in that one. So, I don't necessarily believe that is a transfer that I would be like 100% like, yes, this is the right move. So yeah, Guimaraes or Gordon. I mean, Anthony Gordon in UCL fantasy is the dog, but in FPL, like, his minutes and stuff have been a bit crazy all over the shop. But hey, penalties. I'm never going to knock a penalty taker, so probably lean more towards Gordon, right? Anderson, VVD, Chow, O'Reilly. Which for each start? Anderson, O'Reilly, and probably VVD. How many minutes do I think Salah will get? I think it could be maybe a farewell game for Salah. Like, it could just be like he comes on, like, receives a reception. That's it. He might get completely none. He might get Nish again and be sat on the bench for the whole game. Next round of team reviews is going to be at 10 o'clock, okay, guys? 10 o'clock for the next round of team reviews. So make sure you're getting your teams sent over to my Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it these days as well. Leave it under a post that literally says, this is the place for team reviews. And yeah, that will be where we'll get them done. And Buemo to Rice, don't have enough for Enzo to Rice. I really, really don't think I would take out Buemo this week. Like, if he's 100% going to play, then I'm all for it. Best 4.5 million defender. I mean, now Anderson's gone up to 4.6. It is probably going to be Sepp van der Berg for me. And Dye and Mateta to Saka and Gui. Yeah, I rate those moves. More than Tom, thoughts on Rice captaincy? I think with him just being obviously flagged and maybe a doubt for the game, probably would look elsewhere. Maybe like next week, you could obviously go triple City. You could go triple Brentford against Wolves. Again, that's probably where you want to be focusing the free hit is like, where's maybe some of the bigger teams got difficult games and maybe where is my side lacking? Like, I think obviously some of us will have one Brentford in Thiago, but maybe we'll want double for Wolves. That's kind of where I imagine things will be at in terms of that. Obviously, do keep your questions in, guys. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. Wilfred Boney or Scott Sinclair? What year have I just teleported to? Who would you bench out of Dango and Watkins? Probably Watkins gets the bench, right, this week. Dango against Leeds. That's him winning a penalty. Brentford as well have only lost one home game so far this season. So, yeah. Will Eze start? Yeah, I reckon he'll start. We have just hit 150 likes on today's stream. Thank you very much, guys. You are absolute legends. Love and support. You all always. Yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking, man. We're cooking. Is Saka a better captain option than Haaland? I think just given the fixture, that's where I'm at. Any more transfers planned? It is only going to be happening, I would say, if we get news that Brian Mbeumo is like not going to play. He's heading off to AFCON. So yeah, that's probably the only move that I'm going to make. Other than that, we're just going to roll with this for this week, and then we'll take 5 into next week, and we'll see where we're at. So yeah. Should I take a risk without Haaland for a differential? No. Morning, bro. My team. I'm not doing teams like that. If you want to send me a team, send it me over on X or on Twitter or whatever. That's the place to send teams. That is the place to send teams. Who knows? Will Van der Berg start for Brentford? Yeah, he should start. Is captaining Eze viable this week? Definitely. I mean, I put him in the TikTok for this week for the best captaincy options. If you haven't already, make sure you're checking out the TikTok content. We're closing on 40,000 followers over on there. It's it's been a bit of a wild one recently on TikTok. So yeah, make sure you're coming over to there. When am I rating teams? We'll do them at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is the next round of team ratings. Why is no one picking Thiago as a captain? I've had so many questions on that. I do just believe it will be because of the predicted points. It genuinely will just be because of the predicted points. That'll be it. What do I think about Goalkeeper? Probably not going to be a pick for me. Not going to be a pick for me. I don't mind those moves then you've suggested, mate. They look pretty decent. Hi, Tom. I'm 250k. 250 or 250k is the big question. I'm wondering whether you've been in this position in the past. Do you play it safe or do you attack? I think around that position, you will have a hell of a lot of engaged managers, and actually, Saka will be the thing. And I would also say, look, I've never been in that higher position. Like, genuinely, I've never been in that higher position. But when I was in the top 10k last year, I was still playing my game. Like, I was still playing the way I wanted to play. I was still picking the players I wanted to do. It is obviously scary, but at the same time, you've got to think, like, what if Saka captain pays off this week? What if it really works? So, yeah. Mate, fair play for being in that position. I think around that position, like around that rank as well, there will be obviously people looking to play Saka captain. Those will be the more engaged managers, probably more analytical based managers as well. And they will see review, Solio, all these top tools that like the more analytical based managers use have Saka as captain this week. So that is where I probably will be at for that one. Yeah. Munoz to Nkape, Enzo to Saka, and Mateta to Gui. Yep, rate all those moves to be fair. I finally got into review, so let's see where Thiago is for this week. Top is Saka, second is Bruno, third is Haaland, fourth is Mbeumo, fifth is Thiago. Joint fifth is Thiago. So yeah, that's kind of where he's at this week. Again, he could be a very, very good captaincy option and could massively pop off. But I honestly think, looking at the other alternatives we've got this week, we've got so many good alternatives to go with that it does make it like, probably not worth doing it. Cunha is calling to me. Last Prem game, he was good. Ahmad was as well. Ahmad on a free hit. Could work. I probably would prefer to go for Cunha. He's definitely going to be a player I'm going to be looking at over the next few weeks. Given United's fixtures, given obviously Mbeumo and that are off to AFCON and stuff like that. Who is the penalty taker? Obviously, it is Mohamed Salah, but with Salah dropped and Isak injured, and we saw him midweek, Szoboszlai take one. So Sobo is going to be the penalty taker right now. Yeah, Dominic Szoboszlai, the penalty taker. Who'd have thought it, eh? Thoughts on Wirtz, punt, save minutes, 3 good home fixtures? I think we've all been probably burnt by Wirtz, so none of us are going to go there again. But hey, look, like I said, the fixtures are there. The fixtures are there. The minutes are very secure given the injuries and AFCON players and stuff like that. So, yeah, why not? Would you bring in Rice? Someone asks. Well, I already brought in Rice this week, but that was before I knew he was flagged. Would I do it now, given all the information I've got? Probably not. Probably not. Would you TC Moreno? No, I would not. Abby says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Abby. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing decent. Another one of the FPL Cartel members. Let me get you the link for that, guys, by the way. If you do want to obviously come and ask me some questions when the deadline stream does finish, get your team reviewed as well, make sure you are heading over to mine and Golden Goals, who's also live right now, our exclusive Discord server. We've got a great community in there. Some great fixtures as well have been added this week. We've got now a dedicated section now for team news, injuries, all that stuff. So hopefully it gives you, across more things. So like I said, feel free to come and check that out. It is the link in the chat right now. And yeah, like I said, building a great community over there already. Szoboszlai or Foden this week? I still probably would lean more towards Foden, but yeah, I do like Szoboszlai like as a longer term pick over AFCON. Like if Isak's out for a little bit as well, then yeah, we'll probably go the other way. What's wrong with captaining SAKA? Probably minutes. Like that's I think the big point that people are a little bit concerned about is minutes. He's also not a player that statistically usually hits many double-digit hauls. I think he's had one this season. So yeah, that's probably where people are at in terms of him as a captaincy pick and stuff like that. Do I think Mbeumo will play? Yes. Someone pointed out on Twitter to me the other time, Cameroon actually requested that Onana was there. He still played the United game. I think it will be a very similar situation where they've requested Bryan Mbeumo, but at the same time, it's Manchester United. He will probably be playing and he'll probably be there. Morning Tom went with Munoz to White. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I think Ben White, though, minutes-wise, longer term, could be a bit dicey. Am I reviewing teams? Yes, we'll be reviewing teams at 10 o'clock. So make sure you're getting your teams locked and loaded and sent over to Twitter. There's literally a post that says, come join me. These are my teams. This is the area to do it. Boom. Done. Just like that. I don't have Saka, who to captain, Haaland, Bruno, Thiago. They're probably your other options, realistically, this week, right? Who would you sell Mbeumo for? Rice, knowing both are risks? No, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't do that move. Not for me, anyway. Not for me, anyway. Senesi or Rodon as first sub? I probably would take the gamble on Senesi. What's your thoughts on Cole Palmer captain? I mean, we spoke about Cole Palmer and some of the comments Maresca's come out with already. Probably wouldn't even look at him as an option right now in the game. Never mind for captaincy. Thiago cap for me, fair. Semenyo to Mbeumo this week? No. Semenyo's got Burnley next week, and Mbeumo's off to AFCON this week. And Mbeumo still might not play this week. Probably wouldn't risk it. Will Rice start? I believe so. I've seen him in quite a lot of predicted lineups. Again, if we get some early team news, then of course we'll look at other alternatives and see what we can do with the side. But yeah, this is where we're at for right now. I think with the Arsenal defenders that are out right now, I probably would lean more towards a double midfield. That's why I've gone with this. But of course, when Gabriel is back, then of course I probably will be looking towards moving to probably like a more defensive structure as well. Can you ask the coin for a captaincy on Haaland or Salah? We did it earlier in the stream, and it went with Saka. So yeah, there you go. Who did I captain last week? We went with Haaland. Yeah, Wolves are really bad, by the way. They are genuinely really, really bad. They are terrible. Would you bench boost with Timber in the lineup? Depends what your other players are like. If they're decent, then go for it. But if not, then maybe not. I don't know. Coin for keep Enzo or do Wilson. Heads is keep Enzo. Tails is Wilson. Tails it is. Wilson comes in. When can I free hit before the deadline? You can free hit before 1:30 and get your team in. Then, yeah, go for it. I don't think Salah will start. I personally, don't think he'll start. I think he might come off the bench, but I don't think he'll start. Yeah, I don't see the start. Like I said, we're going to do team reviews at 10 o'clock. So in about 9 minutes' time, we'll get some more team reviews done for you guys as well. Someone said, is going Raul and Wilson risky? I don't think look, I think it's one of those where they've got some great fixtures. My concern would be is it's Fulham. Like at the end of the day, it's Fulham. It's not like some big top six side. It is just Fulham. So do bear that in mind when you are going for it as well. Is it risky playing Rice and Timber? No, like it would be the most Arteta thing for them both to start now, right? It genuinely would be the most Arsenal thing and Arteta thing for both those guys to start as well. How can I get my team reviewed? Like I said, if you want to leave it over on my X, leave it under the tweet that literally says I'm rating teams right here. That is going to be the place to do it. Or you can head over to my Discord server and get your team rated in there as well. We've got a dedicated team rating section. So, yeah. Yeah, no more knee-jerk streams. No more knee-jerk streams. They were good back in the day. They were all right back in the day, but yeah. I have other commitments now, I guess. Club versus player, what's your opinion, Tom? I think obviously Salah's probably thrown his toys out the pram a little bit, hasn't he? And I think the club have probably done the right thing because yes, Salah is a big player for Liverpool, but realistically, it probably would have maybe had like 1 or 2 more seasons at the club. Whereas obviously showing that players can't bully them is probably going to make them stronger in the longer term anyway. Yes, Matcha Mills is still in front of me at FPL. So, yeah, someone just asked for the Discord link. There it is. There it is. There it is. Should I bring in Rice for Timber? I mean, you would have to make quite a few moves to do that because obviously one's a defender, one's a midfielder, so probably not. Yeah, I honestly think it's just one of those where the club have probably done the right thing, like backing the manager rather than Salah. Like there was reports of him maybe going in this summer. Like I think maybe this could have been his last year anyway in the Prem. So I think the club have probably done the right thing, right? Timber a keep. Yeah, if he's fit and available, then yeah, he will be. I think Hincape is probably the best option. How realistic is it to close a gap of 110 points from top of my mini league? Very realistic. I think it's very possible that you could definitely get that off. Yeah, I think it's very possible you could still get that off. Like you got to, couple right captaincies in the right direction, big swing on TCs. Like again, we're gonna have another round of chips. Like there's so much still to play. So yeah, again, there's so much swing that can happen. So yeah. Nothing on Mateta, unfortunately. I don't have anything on that one. Who's the best differential mid under 6.1? It probably is going to be like Harry Wilson, right? Haaland cap, lad, you hate Palace. I ain't going for it. I ain't going for it. I ain't going for it. That is the direct link to the Discord if you want to join it. That's the way you join our Discord server. Play Welbeck or Rice. Probably go Rice. Already have Haaland and Thiago who to buy and sell for Mateta. I personally wouldn't look at any other forwards. Maybe Raul Jimenez, maybe Ekatike. But again, just so much doubts around those two that I probably would maybe not look else. Like I genuinely think I'd just drop it down to a Gui and upgrade one of the midfielder spots. Dango a good 1 week punt? Yeah, probably. I think if I was on a free hit, I probably wouldn't have like Timber or Rice. I probably would look at other Arsenal players. I probably would have Nkape and Eze. I don't think I would do it with a transfer though. But if I'm on a free hit, then yeah, that's probably the way I'm going to go with that one, right? That is probably the way I'm going to go with that one. Team reviews, like I said, are going to be in 4 minutes' time. We're going to get those done at 10 o'clock. If you are enjoying the stream as well today, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's see if we can get over 200 likes on today's stream. It would be massively appreciated. Yeah, would be appreciated. I already have Nkape and Saka. Then you're fine then. You're fine then. Just maybe chuck in like an Eze rather than a Rice. Yeah. How many chips have I used so far this season? I have used my free hit, my bench boost, and my wild card. So all I've got left is my triple captain, which I think we're going to play next week on Haaland. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Unless, obviously, Haaland gets injured. Then the door opens itself up to like a Thiago, a Foden, anybody, really. Should I put on Gravenberch over Mateta? I mean, neither are great. Neither are great picks in my eyes. Like, neither are like, oh yeah, locked in essential picks, are they? Yeah, not great picks. Not great picks for me. Thoughts on Rodgers? Again, just not like there's plenty of better midfielders. There are genuinely plenty of better midfielders for me. So yeah, I probably won't go for it. He got injured in the warm-up last week, right? And I haven't seen anything else since that. I just know he got injured in the warm-up, and that's about it. Should I put on Buendia over Mateta? Yeah, I probably would start Buendia over Mateta. I've just got the bench boost left, and I'm using it this week because I'm so done with this chip. I swear, like, every time you've gone to use it, Abby, you've just been, like, shafted by it, haven't you? Literally, I remember, like, most weeks you'll be like, I'm going the bench boost, and then you'll get to the week, and then, like, it'll be like all the bench is injured, or there's someone suspended. Like, you've literally had the worst luck with that chip. Yeah. What's my dream midfield? I mean, if Mbeumo wasn't off to AFCON, that would be the midfield. So yeah, probably swap Mbeumo out for like Cunha or Szoboszlai, and I think we're pretty much there, right? I think we're pretty much there. Start Anderson or Chow. I would go with Anderson on that one. Yeah, Anderson all the way. Anderson all the way, baby. Is it risky selling Senesi for Nkape for a bench boost? Not really. We've got the 5 free transfers. You can make those more luxurious moves, I would say. But yeah, I probably would go with that one. If you want the link to the Discord, here it is. Bosh, get yourself in there. It is time for reviews as well. It is time for some team reviews as well. So let's head over to Twitter, see how many we've had sent in. 17. Cool. We've had 17 sent in. Let's go for all these. Where was the last one we did? I can't quite remember. I want to say that's the last one we did. Okay, cool. Hi, Tom. Free transfers left. 0.1 million in the bank. Planning to roll. Any tips / suggestions? Yeah, I think you can roll through that. That's pretty decent. No qualms with that. 1 free transfer. Thoughts bought in Anderson, Bruno, Kudus. I mean, penalties. Again, maybe a player we're underlooking a little bit. Verts. Yeah, probably not. João Pedro, Bowen still kicking about in here. Like, I don't mind Bowen. The 90s will be good, but yeah, João Pedro could start today. Everton, yeah, probably will start today, but longer term, again, no Thiago in here, no Arsenal. That could genuinely be a nightmare. 4 free transfers and 1.4 million in the bank. Thanks, mate. Yeah, it probably is going to be like a little bit of maneuvering around away from like probably like Walter in the next few weeks, and probably stacking that midfield out like a Bruno Fernandes in there. Probably will be the moves that I think you'll probably want to start to do. I mean, you could go Mbeumo to Bruno this week already, to be honest. But yeah, that's probably where you'll be at. Any changes? If I start Livramento, who would be on the bench? Probably Minter. I probably actually would start Livramento ahead of Minter this week. So, yeah, that's the way I'd go with that one. Start Rodgers or Dango. What would you change? If you're going to bench João Pedro this week, I do think he's probably a player that you want to just get rid of. Because like Everton at home, he's going to probably play. It is a good fixture, but who do you really start him ahead of here? No one. So what's the point in spending all that dough on him? Is the other question I would have. Weakest link, still have a bench boost. When should I play that? If you've got a full 15 this week, I genuinely would get it out of the way. Weakest link, probably Canate. Jesus, yeah. But yeah, if Timber's back next week, then maybe just get it out of the way next week. Yeah. Any recommendations on this team? Nah, very good team. I like that. I rate that. Suggest transfers for next week. I have 0 right now. Also suggest bench this week. I'd play Walter ahead of Dewsbury Hall, 100%. Yeah, Walter for me starts ahead of Dewsbury Hall. Long-term transfers, probably going to be like Munoz out, right? He's eating up quite a bit of the big budget. So yeah, it probably will be somebody like Munoz out. Thoughts on this team, and if Rice is out, who should be my first sub? Probably Esteve is about right. Like I honestly think we've all been hyping up the Fulham assets. Would not surprise me to see then like a 1-0 Burnley win. It's just going to happen, isn't it? It is just going to happen. Used all 5 free transfers. Calvert-Lewin, like I guess probably the best of the bad bunch here. No Thiago could be the problem with this side, I would probably say. Especially with Wolves next week. A lot of people probably will maybe look at captaincy with him. Hi, Tom. What transfers should I do? I've got 0.7 million in the bank. It probably will be Mbuemo to, like, Bruno next week. Yeah, that probably will be the move. Mbuemo to Thingy. And die either down or up to someone. Yeah, those will probably be the 2 players I would be looking at. Yeah, team looks fine for this week. Hi, Tom. This is how my current team is set up for the upcoming weeks. With 1 free transfer left, 0.6 million in the bank. Choosing to go with Richards over Gay as I do feel Richards is quite good at hitting those defcons. He is. Not sure I'm happy with Muklele. Any potential upgrades? How much did you have in the bank? 0.6. Sepp Vanderberg would probably be the only one I would maybe look at, or Anderson from Fulham. Hi, Tom. Any changes? I still need my bench boost. Any suggestions? Now you've got Mark Gui as well. That is a problem. Maybe risk it this week. You potentially could risk it this week. Yeah, if Timber's going to play, like if we get confirmation that Timber's going to play, then maybe, yeah. Maybe, yeah, go for it. Oh, am I on the wrong screen? Whoops, sorry, guys. I think I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. Apologies. I was on the wrong screen. Gravenberch is an interesting one. Probably not a player. I would actually probably start João Pedro ahead of Gravenberch in that team. Is it all right? Do I start Madueke, Mateta, Buendia, Lacroix? I probably would leave it as is. Emi Buendia, does he start? He probably starts ahead of Mateta for me. Yeah. Should I start Welbeck? No. 4 free transfers left. Thinking about doing these moves. Might hold off on Mbuemo to Fernandez move. Yeah, that is one maybe you could potentially swerve this week, but I don't hate it. Like, I probably still would maybe do it. Yeah, I'd go for it. I'd go for it this week. Get yourself a little bit ahead. Like, if Bruno goes off again, he could be a player that really pops off. Who should I captain? Saka, Hall, and Bruno. They're the options, or Thiago for me, realistically. Eric sent his team in. Rate it. Decent. Bruno, cap. Love that. This is my free hit team. Thinking to bring in Eze for Rodgers and play Anderson in place of Chow. Yeah, I'd rather have Eze in there and play Anderson in probably. Yeah, that's probably what I would go for. Yeah. Marcus has sent his team in. Fine for this week. James, triple Chelsea defense. Like, oof. That could be a dicey one. I've just seen we've had a super chat, so give me a second. I'm going to read the super chat out. Have Petrovic, Henderson, Hincapié, Ballard, Shaw, Munoz, Goodmanson. 1 free transfer left. Fix one thing here. Do Semenyo to Eze and back Semenyo next week. What do you say? Do Semenyo to Eze and back Semenyo next week. Why would you take out Eze this week would be my question. Like, I feel like you might as well just keep Eze for this week, do that move next week. Other than that, it probably would be like I would move Munoz on, realistically. Like, he's out to 4 to 6 weeks. That's a lot of FPL game time. So, yeah, he probably would be the one that I would look to move on. Right, let's get back to doing some team reviews. 893 total, gone big. Very nice. Team looks steady. Palmer, I'm not a big fan of, though. We spoke about that in the stream already. 1.3 million. 1.3 million in the bank. 1 free transfers. Gonna roll net 2 next week. 190 overall. Yeah, team looks very good. Team looks very good for this week. Hi, Tom. Any tips for this game week? Who's on your bench? I would probably play Chow ahead of Gui, but that'd probably be about it. Gahey, sorry. I know I forgot Dango was going to AFCON and brought him in for a free transfer. Whoops. Well, he's got a good 1 week fixture, and then you're just going to have to move him on, I guess. Rest of the team, though, yeah, looks about right. Yeah, looks right. Differential team, any suggestions? 1 free transfer left. I'm not a big fan of Palmer for me personally, but yeah, I think you'll be fine with that. And that looks like it. That's all the teams we've had sent in. So thank you for everybody that has sent in their teams. We'll get some more of those done in a little bit. And yeah, he's saying to sell Semenyo to Eze to then buy back Semenyo. I think he's got bigger issues with Munoz to sort for me personally. Like, that's probably what I would do. How many will bottle it and play Haaland close to the time? I think still a lot will probably still end up with SAKA cap. I do genuinely think a lot will still probably end up with SAKA captain. Oh, my back. My back. Oh, clickety-clack on the old back. We'll get another round of team reviews done a little bit later. We'll do some of those at 10:30. So if you didn't get your team rated already, make sure you're getting yourself in. Opinion on Minter? I mean, he's all right. His numbers have definitely dropped off in recent weeks, but he's still a good player. Obviously, Brighton are now headed in their more kind of difficult periods. So yeah, maybe we might see potentially some drop-offs in performances and output potentially. But I still think he's all right. I think he's just become a sell. Same with like Elliot Anderson, because people have got the luxury moves. Like, they've got the 5 luxury transfers as well. They're like, oh, I can make all the moves I want. Someone says, what is AFCON? What is DEFCON? AFCON is like the African version of the Euros, if you're from Europe, or whatever the Asian one is. I can't remember what that's called. But basically, it's all the teams in like Africa in a tournament. Well, not all of them. They have to qualify, but that's that. Defensive contributions is what DEFCON is. So it's when a player, it's C-bit, so clearances, interception, blocks, tackles. Defenders need 10, midfielders need 12, strikers need 12. That striker one should definitely come down to like 8, by the way. Good morning. I'm late for the show. I've never called it a show, but hey, if we want to start calling it a show, I'm all for it. Any news on Rice? Nothing as of yet. Nothing as of yet. By the way, we are ridiculously close to 200 likes on today's stream. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you are hitting that like button. And I've got hiccups, and they're really bad. Oof. Honestly, I hate the hiccups. I hate the hiccups. I think Everton could beat Chelsea today. I think Brighton could beat Liverpool today. I could see Burnley maybe beating Fulham, and then Arsenal obviously whooping Wolves at the end of the day. Yeah, we could get some weird ones today. Thank you very much for the donation. He says, do I switch Anderson to Chow or Gahey game week 19? Who has... I think Newcastle got on a really good run, right? Around game week 19. Yeah, game week 19, they head into Burnley, Palace, Leeds, Wolves. Oh, I would be tempted with Chow, you know. I would be maybe tempted with Chow. He could be one that could do well. Obviously, Palace, what have they got in terms of their fixtures? 19 Newcastle. I probably would be more tempted, yeah, with Chow on that one. That'd be a decent one. Which games will see the most goals? I think either Brentford Leeds, United Bournemouth, or Wolves Arsenal. They're going to be the games with the most goals realistically this week. Obviously we'll do team reviews at 10:30, so do get your teams in there. If we get Burnley Fulham 0-0, I'll be cooking. Hey, your bench boost will be on fire. You are hoping for the most boring game possible right there. I'll take it. I'll get my Anderson clean sheet points. I don't mind that. I don't hate that. Do I plan on selling Richards after Lee's fixture? He is a player I have thought about selling. Yes, he is a player that I have thought about selling. Because the fixtures aren't like amazing after that, but like it is just the Palace defense that is just kind of keeping me in. Don't mind the Leeds fixture. The Fulham one's okay as well. Game week 20, 21, not great. 22 is fine. 23, probably not. 24, 25, 26 is good. So again, he's not like a urgent priority transfer out for me. So yeah. Which defender today? Gahey, Senesi, or Van Heck? I probably would gamble on Senesi. Like, I'd gamble on it. He'll hit DEFCON 100%. So, yeah. Eze is a differential captain. Don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. I have absolutely nothing as of yet on the Arsenal players. Obviously, we'll try and keep you guys across it, see if we can get anything in. But yeah, we'll see where we're at with that one. Thank you very much for helping today's stream, by the way, guys. Get over 200 likes. Really, really do appreciate it. The numbers in here today have been insane. So if you haven't already, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel as well. Plenty more, obviously, good content coming your way. And yeah, who knows? We might hit 25k and stuff like that. Oh yeah, join the cartel as well. You know the drill. You know the drill. Join the cartel. Yeah, I think that'll probably be quite a popular move, won't it? Palace defender to a Newcastle defender in 19 probably will be quite popular. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant on selling Chow, because I'll probably want him back in 19. So is there any point in really getting rid of him? Probably not. Enzo to Foden or hold this week? I probably would make that move to Foden. Yeah, I probably would do that. I probably would do that. I don't mind Anthony Gordon. It is just the minutes that do worry me. Like Newcastle have got so many wingers where the minutes can be a little bit all over the shop. Yeah. Start one, Chow, O'Reilly, or Anderson from Forest. I would probably go Nico O'Reilly. Yeah. Fair. I've seen quite a few people looking at Thiago captain this week. A lot of people are going for it. 4th best for predicted points on the on review and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe he could be the one. Triple Chelsea defense on the free hit. I mean, I'm all like covariance. I'm all big fan of that. And their clean sheet numbers don't look terrible. So if you're backing it, go for it. Go full in on it. I don't hate it, but it could it could easily end in disaster, really. Thoughts on Anderson or Collins? I like probably Anderson better ahead of Collins just because Collins is on 4 yellows. If he wasn't on 4 yellows, probably edges it. But yeah, that's kind of where my head is at on that one. Yeah. Rodon, Richards, or Van Heck this week, start 1. Probably go with Rodon. I think Leeds probably have the best clean sheet probabilities out of everybody there. So yeah, that's probably where I'd go on that one. I'd go O'Reilly ahead of Gavardiol. Yeah, I probably would do that. O'Reilly ahead of Gavardiol for me would probably be the way that I'd go on that one. Thiago captain, look, if you want to go for it, man. Genuinely go for it. If you've got a gut feel this week that Thiago is going to be the guy, go for it. 4th best on predicted points according to review. Some models have him a little bit higher. All of his double-digit hauls so far this season have come at home. So maybe he can repeat that. Maybe there's going to be some more double-digit hauls. Who knows? Who knows? Would you rather have O'Reilly or a Newcastle defender, and which Newcastle defender? Probably O'Reilly for now. Like, Newcastle defenders probably going to be on the market around 19, is where they'll become very, very popular. What are the Spurs fixtures, by the way? I need to have a look at this because Kudus is interesting me if he's got the penalties. He is interesting me if he's got penalties. I don't know if Richie was on the pitch when he won that one in the week, but we'll have a look. What have they got in terms of their fixtures? Because he genuinely could be a player that goes a little bit under the radar. Liverpool next week, Palace, Brentford, Sunderland, Bournemouth, West Ham, Burnley. It's not terrible. It's not. It's genuinely not terrible. It's genuinely not terrible. Bigger question, was Richarlison on the pitch? Because if Richarlison was on the pitch and he took it, I don't hate it. I don't hate it as a pick. Where are they? Xavi Simons did take one once Kudus had gone off. But when Kudus won his penalty, Richarlison was on the pitch. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Xavi Simons on the radar. I mean, the guy is finally starting to cook, so maybe with these fixtures. Maybe, like I said, with these fixtures. Pedro Neto or Eze? Eze this week. Pedro Neto probably longer term. Dango is off to AFCON after this week. So you'll have him for 1 week and then he'll be gone. So yeah, there you go. He will be gone, unfortunately. I think he plays this game, but then obviously longer term, like, you are going to then have to use a transfer again to get him back out. Now, I know we're in a luxurious position where some of us don't have to use all our transfers and stuff, but Walter or Minter? Walter. Yeah, I'd go Walter. Slight penalty appeal, like if Gordon's not on the pitch, obviously that increases him for me as a pick this week. So yeah, that's where I probably would be leading on that one. If you are enjoying today's stream, by the way, guys, we are closing in on 250 likes on today's stream. So if you haven't already, make sure you are hitting that like button. I think we might have hit 22.5k as well. We have. So thank you very much, guys, for that. 22.5k is nuts. Genuinely. The support on the channel recently, it's been nuts. Let's see if we can get to 25k by the end of the season. And yeah, just see where this journey takes us, I guess. Do you think Rice and Timber will start? I do. I've seen them in quite a few predicted lineups. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see if we get anything further. But from looking at a lot of the predicted lineups, they have Timber in. They have Rice in. So yeah, let's go with it. Is Dewsbury Hall decent for this week or next? He's not bad. Like, for the price he is, you can roll him out most weeks. So, yeah. Rodon or Chow? I'd go with Chow. Do I think Timber plays? The only thing I would say is he's not been pictured in any of the training photos. Neither's Rice, but that could just be Arteta and the mind games that they usually do with that sort of stuff. The only thing I would say is he said that Saliba would only be a couple of days, and he's also said the same thing about Timber now. Saliba hasn't been a couple of days. It's been longer. So that would be my only concern on that one. Yeah, that's the only concern I've got around that, really, for me. If Rice and Mbeumo are playing, who would you prefer this week? Probably Rice, just given the fact that the best... Wolves have conceded the most XGI from centre midfielders, like goal involvement. So, yeah. Moreno captain, definitely not for me. Definitely not for me. There's plenty of other better options. Is Saka's minutes a risk? I think all you realistically need against Wolves is 60. Like, genuinely, you don't need many minutes against Wolves to really do some damage. You really, really don't. Any Arsenal leagues? Nothing as of yet, but of course, if we do get anything, I will try and keep you across of it. We've had a super chat. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm currently top 9k running Sanchez, O'Reilly, Gash, Timber, Foden, Sob, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Rao, Watkins, Haaland. Timber or worry, I have 2 free transfers to use. I think as long as you've got some bench cover, you will be fine. I genuinely think you'll be fine. So, yeah, I wouldn't deep it too much. Start Isak or Doku. Isak's injured, so you're going with Doku on that one. Start Elliott or Anderson or O'Reilly. Probably O'Reilly. Eze or Waltemada. Thiago captain. I probably would lean more towards Eze or Thiago. Start Senesi. Yes, this guy's a bot. Cheers, bro. Bruno F or Saka or Bruno G. Take 2. Bruno F and Saka, 100%. Yeah, he only played like 20 minutes midweek. He will get very good minutes. And I even think against this Wolves side, you're probably not going to need like many minutes to come away with a pretty decent haul. So yeah, it's DCL season. Oh mate, no, it can't be DCL season. Oh dear. Like I said, guys, we'll do another round of team reviews at 10:30. So make sure you're getting your team sent in for that one. Obviously, if you're enjoying today's stream as well, make sure you are hitting that like button, subscribe button. You know the drill by now. You know the drill. Thoughts on Villa assets moving forward? They do look a force, but trying to pick who the Villa asset is, there's no real standouts for me, right? There is genuinely no real standouts. It's maybe like Morgan Rogers, but it's 0.17 XGI per 90. Not great. 1 double-digit haul. Not great. Like, I'm not seeing a reason to really back that Rodgers pick right now. I'm genuinely not. Same with the defenders. None of them hit DEFCON. Maybe Matty Cash is the pick. That's about it. Do I plan on selling Saka for Palmer in the future? Not until Palmer plays very good minutes. Like, until that day happens, I'm sticking with Saka all the way. Yep. It is behind a paywall, is the Discord. Yeah, the DCL, like, Carlo Ancelotti era was just unrivaled. James Rodriguez as well. Jeez. Thoughts on getting Cherky in for Rice? Nope. Quick question. Since Saar is injured, will he still go to AFCON? I believe he's still going, yes. I believe he's still off to AFCON. I haven't seen anything suggesting otherwise from Glasner's press conference, so I'm guessing so, yeah. Am I rating teams? Yes, at 10:30, we're going to get some teams reviewed for you guys. We are closing in, by the way, guys, on 250 likes on today's stream. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you are hitting that like button as always. Would you prefer Semenyo or Szoboszlai? Szoboszlai purely for penalty appeal, but remember, Semenyo does have Burnley next week, so that could be a pretty explosive pick. Who do I start, João Pedro or Dewsbury Hall? I'd probably go João Pedro, right? I think he's in the predicted lineup, so I probably would, yeah, go with him. He would be the one I would go for. Bench one of Gordon, Waltemada, or Enzo. Oh, surely there's got to be someone else. I think probably Enzo is the one I would go for there. But, yeah, surely there's got to be someone else. Yeah. Honestly, getting Everton and DCL to look good, probably the biggest achievement of Carlo Ancelotti's career, realistically. Which Brentford midfielder other than Dango would you recommend? I mean, Shaw's suspended, so Keane Lewis Potter's down as a defender, but will probably play as the left winger. Other than that, maybe Damsgaard. That's about it. Visser will start taking minutes off Waltemada, by the way, as well. This is probably, I would say, Waltemada's last week within your sides. After this, like, Visser is going to start to take some minutes. He already did last weekend as well. 3 from 5, Anderson, Hincapié, Chow, O'Reilly, Virgil, Anderson, Hincapié, probably O'Reilly. Foden for Semenyo / Enzo / Kudus. Probably go Enzo up to Foden, right? I'm stuck between Saka and Haaland for captain. What sinks Saka in your favour for you? Wolves. Genuinely, it's just Wolves. They are just that bad. That is what sunk it for me in my favour. Haaland or Saka captain. I think I'm pretty clear where my mind is at. I'm going with the Saka captain for this week. Start Burn or Cash and Bruno G or Soboslai. I would start Cash and I would probably start Soboslai. Rice or Saka. Saka all the way. Vissa's not going to AFCON. Nope. He is staying at Arsenal. Best four midfielders longer term. Right now in the game, I probably would say four of the midfield I've got in there. Maybe throwing like a Dominic Szoboszlai potentially, and that's probably about it that I would be considering. Will Timber and Rice play? Is that confirmed? Not confirmed by anyone. Nope. Just predicted lineups have them both in from what I've seen. But other than that, again, we are pretty much just going to have to take Arteta's word, I guess, which is, it's a scary thing, isn't it, really? It is a scary thing. Start Welbeck or KDH? I'd probably go KDH given the form he's in. Yeah, I probably would do that. Yeah, that's probably the way I'd go on that one. We're only 2 likes off 250, by the way, guys. If you do enjoy, obviously, today's stream, make sure you're hitting that like button. It is always appreciated on the channel. Like I said, it is just massively appreciated. So, yeah, if you are enjoying it, get those likes in, get those comments in. We'll be doing another round of team reviews in a second as well. Rodon or Tarkowski? Probably go Tarkowski. Yeah, probably go Tarkowski. Should I have Esteve or KDH first sub for a possible Timber emergency? I think I would probably go Esteve. Yeah, I probably would go Esteve. Defcon, a cheeky clean sheet against Fulham. I can definitely see that happening. It's going to happen, isn't it? Everybody's brought in Harry Wilson and Raul Jimenez. Yeah. Done. Yeah, thank you very much for 250 likes on today's stream, guys. Legends as always. Legends as always. Thank you for as well getting the stream or the channel up to 22.5k subscribers now. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. So really do appreciate that. Sob for captain. There are plenty of better options this week. Keane eventually get Bruno to Tarky. The thing with Michael Keane is apparently Jared Branthwaite is back on the grass. Now, I think that probably means Michael Keane's good till the new year, but he will be a player that I think a lot of us will want to start moving on after that point. Morning, mate. Who to replace for Anderson, Keane, or Richards? Probably, like I said, maybe Michael Keane, but you might want him back in a few weeks' time. But if Jared Branthwaite is on the grass and starting to train again, then I do think probably Keane. KDH or Minter? Probably KDH. And Buemo all the way for this week. But yeah, obviously off to AFCON after this week. Maybe might not even play this week. Virgil or Chow? I probably would go Virgil on that one. Yeah, I probably would go Virgil on that one. Oh, dear me. Ache. Oh. What is my squad value? Let's have a look. 103.1. 103.1. I think he's gone up like nearly a mil in a week, which is ridiculous. Yeah. Might have gone up a mil in a week. Which is, yeah, bit insane. Bit insane. Yeah, I probably would go James. Probably. Yeah, I probably would go James. Yeah, it is half past, so let's get some team reviews done for you guys. Let's have a look what's been sent in. Let's have a look. Good amount have been sent in. Sweet. Let's have a look. Where was the last one we did? Did we do these? I don't remember doing these. Oh, no, I did these. I remember doing that one. I did that one, I think. Did we do these? Oh, my... I really don't remember where we... I should write it down where we got up to. I feel like we did those... Unsure on captaincy. Yeah, I think I did that one. That one looks fine. 1.45 million in the bank. What would you do? Nothing. I think you're fine. You've got a bit of bench cover if it really goes to shit. 1 million in the bank. Thoughts on bringing in Bruno, Foden, Wilson, and Gui for Ndaya, Mbuemo, Bowen, and Vifa. All good moves. I don't mind that. Go for it. Hi, Tom. I've already used my transfers. Do you recommend selling Bruno G with a -4 into Bruno Fernandes as I have? I wouldn't do that for a -4. No. Thoughts? Decent team. Obviously, Palmer could play today, but longer term, I do worry about his minutes. I also don't think I would captain him. I think there are plenty of better captaincy options as well. The lengthy FPL. Yeah, decent looking team for this week. 2 free transfers left and a wild card here as well. Jeez. I think you're fine for this week, though, right? You really are fine for this week. Use all 5 free transfers. Would you play Minter, Sob, or Gvardiol? I would play Sob. Tell me any benching headaches if you want. I would play Walter ahead of Minter this week. Or ahead of Anderson. Yeah, probably that's the way I'd go on that one. Jacob sent his team in. Thank you very much. Got bench cover if none of those are playing, so that's fine. Thoughts about my team? Yeah, looks pretty decent. Looks fairly decent. No complaints with that one. Should I start O'Reilly or Burn? I would start O'Reilly ahead of Burn for me this week. Thoughts on this team and Odegaard to Eze for a -4? No, I don't think that's worth it. Keeping the Bournemouth pair till after Burnley. That makes sense. That makes sense. Rest of the team looks okay. Obviously, I'm seeing DCL spawning in a few people's teams. Not sure about that one. Have 4 free transfers. I mean, your team doesn't need a lot of work, does it? It's in a pretty good place. Maybe no Thiago this week could be a downside, but Watkins with West Ham could very easily do well. But I would want Thiago for next week versus Wolves anyway, so could be a pretty decent pickup anyway. Thank you very much. Like I said, if you want your team rating, head over to my Twitter. Make sure you're following me. We're closing in on 5,000 followers, so if you haven't already, make sure you are hitting that follow button. And this is the place to come leave your team, by the way. The one that says live now, leave full team reviews below. We will get another round of those done at 11, and then one final one at 11:30 as well. So yeah, if you want to get your team sent in to me, head over to Twitter as well. Just like that. Boom. Just like that. I'm trying to move the mic so it doesn't do that annoying flashy thing, but it's still doing it wherever I put it. Yeah. Collins or Chow? I would rather have Collins this week. He is on 4 yellows, though, so do be wary if you are planning on bringing in Collins. What I was thinking, I'm just want to look at Michael Keane. Like, I think Michael Keane probably still gets game week 18, right? So he still gets the Burnley, probably still gets the Forest. So yeah, I'm going to keep him for this week. I'm going to keep him, but longer term, yeah, he is going to be a player I will probably want to maybe shift out. Random website said Jared Bradford will be back at the end of Jan. Doesn't mean that I should pick Tarkowski over Keane longer term. Yeah, I think now that Jared Bradford is back training and not just out, we probably should avoid Michael Keane. And he will be a player that I will probably look to transfer out over the next few weeks. So yeah, that's kind of where my mind is at on that one. Matty Cash or Reece James? I think I'd probably prefer to go for Matty Cash. Yeah, I probably would prefer to go for Matty Cash. That's the way I would probably go on it. Just looking at Golden Stream, he's got Hall and Cap. Woof. Hall and Cap, eh? What's up with Mbuemo? What does TBC mean? To be confirmed. So he might be off to AFCON early. I don't think it will. There was a similar situation with United a few years ago where Onana was meant to go, and he still played the United game before going. I think Brian Mbuemo will probably also do the same. 1 week punt, Minter to Eze or Anderson to Rice. Probably the Minter to Eze one has more upside in my opinion, so that's the one I would go for. Yeah. Like I'll probably be able to get the best out of Keane for like game week 19, 20. Then after that, I'm probably gonna have to look to move him on, aren't I? Thoughts on Van der Berg? Yeah, he's all right for 4.5. Not a bad option, is he really? Don't hate it. Don't hate it. I mean, the other option we could go for, like I said, we've got the AFCON transfers here, right? We could just go double defense for the next few weeks. Like Fulham have got some pretty decent fixtures, haven't they? Burnley, Forest, West Ham. Like I could just go double defense for 3 weeks. I really could. I really could. What's his DEFCON numbers like? Kenny Tete can hit some DEFCONs, you know. Kenny Tete hits the DEFCONs. I don't mind it, you know. Take him out for Keane. Kenny Tete in. Double Fulham defense for 3 weeks. Why not? Maybe that's something we're going to have to look at. That could be spicy. That could be spicy for a few weeks. The Villa ones aren't bad either, are they? What are the Villa fixtures like? I'm just trying to like, you know, we've got these transfers in hand, so we can have a little bit of a look. West Ham United, not as good. Not as good. See, I'm just having to play around. I don't hate the double. I don't hate it. You know. I don't hate it. Let's have a look. We'll have a look. Don't call me baby. Right, let's get Tete in there. And let's get... Oh, it's in that bit. Cool. So Kenny Tete plays there. Then next week they've got Forest. He's got Leeds. So that'd be fine. Then West Ham United. Oh, it could be a vibe, you know. It could be a vibe for the next few weeks. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. Kenny Tete. 45 there does put me a little bit off, but the 90s, other than that, can be pretty consistent. I don't hate it, guys. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. We're going to do team reviews at 11. The next round is at 11. But yeah, Kenny Tete, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Stacking into that defense a little bit. I mean, the other option would be to go for like Van der Berg, right? Leeds and Wolves up next. Plays 90. Leeds, Wolves. Then they've got Bournemouth and Spurs. Is it really worth a transfer though? And I'm still debating that in the back of my mind. Is that still worth a transfer? I don't know. Chalobah for captain. Do not go for Chalobah as your captain. Don't go for Chalobah as your captain. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Probably your other option is Eze. Then, like, you pretty much listed every other midfielder in the game right there, didn't you? Chelsea versus Everton is at 3 p.m. Yes. No early kickoffs today. No early kickoffs today. It is a bit of a later one. Thoughts on Thiago captain? Like I said, I don't mind it. I do just think there are probably better options this week. I do think Haaland, Bruno, Saka are all better captains this week. I think your flag boys might play, but yeah, Munoz being out is a real ring stinger, isn't it? To be honest, I would still play Dubravka. Like, people have asked me this one, I still probably would go with Dubravka. It doesn't always hit DEFCONs, but it is because Brentford have some pretty decent fixtures. Obviously, as well, like, him and Collins are due a goal. Brentford are also one of the better sides for expected goals, set plays. Would not surprise me to see them maybe score one over the next few weeks. It really, really wouldn't. I think Palmer will play today. Longer term, though, his minutes would really concern me, especially after some of the press conference comments from Maresca and stuff like that. If you're enjoying the stream, guys, let's see if we can get up to 300 likes today. That would be insane, by the way, if we can get it up to 300. It has been a very, very successful stream. I can't lie. It's been a decent one. What do I think of Guimaraes? He's all right. He's all right, isn't he? He's not bad. He's not terrible. He's not too bad. Did you swap out Timber for Rice? I've never had Timber. Never had Timber. So yeah, I didn't do that. I've never had Timber. I still probably would go maybe Hartman. Yeah, I probably would still go Hartman. Next team review will be at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock will be the next round of team reviews. Hey, Tom, is it worth to go for Sobo on a free hit team? I mean, if Salah doesn't play, he will have penalties. Yeah. He will have penalties. So I don't hate that. Bruno G today or Raul Jimenez? Probably more towards Raul Jimenez, right? Yeah, I probably would lean more towards Raul Jimenez. Thoughts on Raul? I don't mind it. Like, if you're in the market for a cheap forward, he ticks the boxes. Minutes are good. Penalties are good. Some good fixtures coming up for Fulham. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Probably for the next few weeks, I would prefer to go for Callum. I keep saying Callum Wilson. Harry Wilson. He is in his purple patch at the moment. So, yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I've got Daniel Caesar in my head today. What free defenders would I choose for a free hit? Probably Collins. Probably either like a double Arsenal stack if I really don't fancy the midfielders. Anderson also probably enters the conversation, maybe like a Trevor Chalobah as well. Those would be roughly where my picks would be at. What do I think about the Embuemo situation? There was a very similar one with what's it called? Onana a few years ago, where he was meant to go off to the Cameroon camp, and then he still played for United before heading off to Cameroon. So I think we might get a similar situation where Embuemo will play the game for Manchester United, then we'll head out to AFCON. That's what I think will happen. Well, I'm hopeful of it. Unless, obviously, we get news earlier that isn't going to be the case, then we will make some other alternative moves. So, yeah. Also, the deadline to send off your AFCON players is the day of the Manchester United game. So technically, they're not doing anything wrong by FIFA's rules or regulations. So, yeah, there you go. I'd probably go Pep. I know Sir Alex was dominant for many, many years, but Pep's done it in a few countries. Like, it's hard. It is hard to do that. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Do keep your questions coming in. Anything you want to know ahead of the deadline, guys, do let me know. Also, make sure you are hopping into the FPL cartel after today's stream. Would be appreciated. Come and check it out. Link. I've just whacked the link in the chat. I can already see we've got some people asking for team reviews in there already, so I'll be in there after today's stream. And yeah, see where we're at. Which team do I support? I support Mansfield, who play in League One. Yeah, that's who I support. Would you start Harry Wilson over Rice? I probably would not. No. I mean, if you've got Harry Wilson, it is a great fixture, but Rice up against Wolves, if he does play minutes, it could genuinely be like a cracking one. Oh, bless me. Jeez. Wilson or Dango? Obviously, Dango's off to AFCON after this week, so it would just be a 1 week punt. Whereas, obviously, Wilson, 3 good fixtures. I think you take the 3 good fixtures rather than the 1. I'm just going to blow my nose 1 second. Yeah, you make a great point there, Jamie, don't you? You do make a great point. Worth doing Minter to Sobo? I think if I had the money, I probably would. Collins on 4 yellows, so Van der Ven to Collins looks like the move, or should I go for Van der Ven? Van der Berg, sorry. Yeah, I think I probably would lean more towards Van der Berg. Like, that is the main reason that I think a lot of people have been put off by Collins, is the 4 yellows. Does reset in 19, though. That was a quiet sneeze. Oh, dear. Cash or O'Reilly? I think I prefer to play Cash this week if I had the choice to. I'm just going to pop a sweet in just to ooze my voice a little bit. It's a bit raspy still. Anyone been watching the darts? It's been good. Decent little session last night. Obviously, Ross Smith going out as well. Not bad, that. Start one of Tark, Gui, or Senesi. Probably Tark. Yeah, I'd back Tark there. Best captaincy options. Saka, Haaland, Bruno, Thiago are your picks this week. They're the picks for this game week. Looking at the poll, I've not actually looked at the poll much today. Saka's still leading the way. 60% of people are going with him for captaincy this week. So, yeah. I'm on a free hit, so that's why for 1 week prefer Wilson or Dango. Probably then go Dango and probably would go Eze. I'd probably try and pick the more explosive picks. Yeah, Kudus is an interesting one. I was looking at him a little bit. And I think if he has a good game tomorrow, he will be on a lot more people's radars. If he's got penalties, like, he will be on people's radars. Marvel or DC, I really don't like either. Yeah. Anyone watching the snooker shootout? I haven't watched that either. Is Sobo a good option on the wildcard? Yes. Unfortunately, can't watch for long, but thank you for your content. I really enjoy watching your videos. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate everybody that's been here this year. I mean, the channel growth, it's been wild. It has been wild. It's been a crazy year. So do appreciate everybody liking, subscribing, commenting, everything. Legends. If I was on a free hit, I would prefer to have Eze over Rice. I really would. Nothing as of yet on Timber or Senesi either. KDH or Stack, who to start? I probably would go KDH. I think Rice should start. I think he should start. There's only illness, so I expect him back in. Cheers, Andy, mate. Cheers, mate. Bench boost with LaCroix, Mukalele, Dubravka, and Krupi. I don't hate it, so yeah, probably would. Get it out of the way. Yeah, go for it. Rice or Thiago cap. Thiago with Rice being a doubt. I don't mind the triple captain Saka. If you're looking at predicted points and maybe you're a little bit more of an analytical manager, then of course Haaland has the best for the next few weeks. So Haaland probably is the pick. Rice or Thiago cap. I would go for Thiago, like I said, with Rice being a little bit of a doubt. Start Vanderberg or O'Reilly. Probably Vanderberg. Yeah, I probably would go Vanderberg. We're extremely close to 300 likes, by the way, on today's stream. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you are hitting that like button. We'll do team ratings at 11 as well. So another round of them to come. Start Matty Cash or Reece James. I'm on a free hit. Probably Matty Cash. Virgil or O'Reilly as the last defender. Oh, I'll be tempted to maybe go O'Reilly. Yeah, I'd be tempted to go O'Reilly. Virgin is aura defending have dropped in recent weeks in terms of estimations, haven't they? Choose one white Incape for me, like the easiest lock on a free hit. Yeah. Best defense for a free hit this week. Probably an Arsenal defender. Throw in some Anderson and stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably where I would be at. I mean, we've got the transfers, so yeah, probably. Who do I think will win the league? I mean, City are coming strong now, aren't they? They are coming strong. Start Welbeck or Minter. Minter. On a free hit, would you have Chalobah, Collins, or Gusto with Kelleher? I probably would have option one. Option one seems stronger to me. Thank you very much for over 300 likes on today's stream, by the way, guys. Really appreciate that. Legends, as always. Thank you very much. Top lads. Top lads. Most likely clean sheet, Villa, City, or Spurs. I think it is City, I want to say. I want to say City. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, Villa are an interesting one. Like I said, I just can't see who the pick is. I think defensively it is Cash, right? Cash is probably the defensive pick. But other than that, who do you really go for from Aston Villa? It's just so difficult, isn't it? Thiago or Bruno? I would actually prefer to go for Bruno ahead of Thiago, but both are pretty good picks. Yeah, both are pretty decent picks this week. Someone asked me earlier what team I support. I support Mansfield, who play in League One in England, so I don't have any sort of Premier League affiliation or anything like that. Probably the team that I like the most is Brentford, but that's about it. Like I said, next round of team reviews will be at 11. Yeah, Cash is probably the one. Cash is probably the one. Yeah, I do try and have some pauses while streaming just to give my a voice a bit of a break. Tete looks all right. Yeah, he's hitting DEFCON, isn't he? He is hitting DEFCON. that one got to me. Will Rice play with the Squits? That was brilliant. I think if he's fit and available, he will play. How many clean sheets do I think my team gets? Maybe one. Maybe one. Yeah. Like I said, I am debating maybe we move on Michael Keane this week. Michael Keane for maybe like Sepp Vandenberg or maybe a Tete and go double for the next few weeks. It is something I've thought about. Or we just wait till next week and then we can move like Rodon out, upgrade. Yeah. Coin flip needed for Dango versus Wilson and coin flip for Cash versus Chalobah. All right, let's do the first one then. Dango versus Wilson. Dango heads. Tails will be Wilson. Tails, so Wilson. And then Cash or Chalobah, please. Cash will be tails. Chalobah will be heads. It's heads. There you go. Yeah, so anytime someone wins or gets penalties, then of course, that's the way it will go. We did a coin flip earlier for SAKA or Haaland captaincy. It landed on SAKA. So, yeah, there you go. That's the way the coin has led. Right, let's do some more team reviews then. Let's take a look at what we've got. Timber for Munoz, 1 free transfer left. Oh, I don't know if I'd have gone Timber this week. 0.2 million in the bank. Okay, you got a little bit of defensive cover though if it goes wrong. Team looks good for this week. Bit of cover if Timber doesn't play. Who should I transfer out? I'm going to bring in Bruno. Foden and Bruno. Probably would be like Semenyo and Buemo are the ones to go realistically for it, aren't they? They're probably the two that have to go. I think everybody else stays within that midfield. Yeah. Thoughts on mine and my son's team this week, please, Tom. He's on the left and top 15k. Very nice. Yeah, Mateta probably would be a player I would be looking to move on, either to a Raul Jimenez or drop him down and put some more money into the midfield or defense. 500k team. Again, very similar, like Mateta out or Mateta down and look for like other upgrades or stuff in the midfield and stuff like that. Probably would be the way I would go. At least I've got till 1:30 for a Timber and Rice update. Yeah, we're all going to be waiting for that, aren't we? We're all going to be waiting for that. So hopefully that happens pretty soon. Great content. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Chuck Winese, he's off to AFCON, isn't he, after this week? So he'll be a transfer out. Hi, Tom. I need suggestions with 5 free transfers. Thank you. Again, probably going to be Mateta, Minter. They're probably going to be some players on the chopping block. Keane, Virgil. Yeah, they're going to be the ones. Here goes. I don't really expect a big week, other than a red arrow will tempt me to quit FPL. Very nice. You should be all right with this team. I think you'll be fine. Don't deep it too much. Please review. Yep, looks good. Looks good for this week. How does it look? Changes. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a decent team. Did we hit 5K? 8 people. So if you're watching and you don't follow me over on Twitter, we need 8 people to hit the follow button to hit 5K over on this. So at FPL Tom _ go and check it out for the juicy 5K on Twitter. Cool. We'll do our final round of team reviews at 11:30 before we end obviously the stream today. And then that'll be it. That will be that. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the new followers today. Who should I start out of? Richards, Keane, and Senesi? I probably would give it Senesi, and then probably have Keane and then Richards, like that. That would probably be the order I would go for. Yeah, that would be the order I would go for on that one. Should I do Mbeumo to Bruno Fernandes this week? Only way to get the funds? Then yeah. If you're going to be priced out of it next week, then go for it. The coin we trust, the holy coin, will not let you down. All right, the holy coin will not let you down. In the holy coin we trust. Would you transfer Rice plus Waltemada for Saka plus Gui? I don't hate that. Yeah, I probably would do that. Any idea if Lewis Skelly plays? No idea. He could play today, though. He very easily could play today. Mm. Boom, boom, boom. Bum, bum, bum. Free transfers, is Minter to Wilson worth it? Yeah, I think so. Best FPL stream still. Thanks, boys. Dub stream, says Kevin as well. Appreciate that, lads. Update on Rice. We have nothing as of yet. Obviously, if we do get anything, I will let you know. But at the time, we have nothing. We have nothing. Purely for DEFCON. Purely for DEFCON. That would literally be my only reasons for it, is DEFCON. I actually hope Haaland scores. I wouldn't put it past him. And Buemo to Sobo, I don't think I would do it next. I don't think I'd do it this week if Buemo plays. Like, he's still predicted to be one of the best players. 4 predicted points for this week. So I don't know if I'd do it this week. Next week, I definitely am tempted. Like, that is one of the moves I have thought about. It is the daily good deed of the day. Drop a like on the stream. Drop a like on the stream. It obviously does help push the channel to more people and stuff like that, which is exactly what we want to see. Like I said, we'll be wrapping up at 11:30, letting the big boys go and do their thing. And yeah, our final team review as well. It's been a long one today. My eyes are a little bit tired. Little bit tired. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything you do want to ask me before the deadline, do let me know. Who's got the best here? Everton at 22. Oh, I'm tempted to start Michael Keane. I really am tempted to start Michael Keane. Do I start Michael Keane ahead of Joe Rodon? What's Rob got for the projected data? Let me have a look. Right, where are Leeds? Leeds are at 21. What are Chelsea at? Oh, Everton are 18. Oh. Do we go for the coin? We'll go for the coin. Let's go for the coin. Heads is Michael Keane. Tails is Joe Rodon, all right? Tails, Joe Rodon. He just doesn't hit DEFCON, does he? He really, really doesn't hit DEFCON. Like 1, 2, like apart from that 13-pointer, there's been nothing. There has been nothing. Whereas Michael Keane, he can hit those defensive contributions. He can just hit some weird big scores as well in here, can Michael Keane. This is DEFCON been like 14 DEFCON against Forest. This is what I mean. I think I'm going with Michael Keane. Sod it. We're going with Michael. There we go. We made that change. He can hit defensive contributions. He can also score a goal. We've gone with it now. We've gone with it. Rodon header incoming is fully loaded. It is fully loaded, isn't it? John McGinn, not really an FPL asset. Not really an FPL asset. People are like, oh, it's Chelsea. Like, Chelsea is some, like, amazing team. They're not. They're not, like, some super team. We're going with the Michael Keane decision. Don't let me down now, Michael. I mean, I hope it's not a repeat of the 2014 visit to Chelsea, where Chelsea won 6-0. There was a 0-0 back last season, though. So I don't hate it. There's been a few 0-0s in the past. There has been a few 0-0s in the past. I don't think Gyökeres is worth a mention. I really don't. I'll regret not starting Keane. I mean, it's half a dozen of one of the other. Like, really, like, I'm either picking Rodon or Keane. Like, they both aren't great for clean sheets. There's normally like 0.2 difference. No, sorry, 2% difference in clean sheet odds this week. There's 0.1 projected point difference between the two of them. I just don't see Rodon hitting DEFCON, whereas I do see Michael Keane hitting DEFCON. So I might as well take the Michael Keane potentially like 3 or 4 pointer ahead of maybe like a Rodon 1 or 2. Because if they concede, he doesn't hit DEFCON. He just doesn't do it enough. Whereas Michael Keane, I'm pretty sure, will hit DEFCON today. So I think maybe just taking the safer floor is going to be the play. Yeah, we're going to go with it. What's Chelsea's home record been like this season? I mean, people are saying Everton are going to beat Chelsea. Chelsea haven't won their past 4 games in all competitions, by the way. A draw to Arsenal, lost to Leeds, draw to Bournemouth, and then a loss to Atalanta in the Champions League. They're not in good form. They're not in good form. So yeah, maybe we might see an Everton masterclass and a Michael Keane masterclass one final time. If he does something, I'm gonna be absolutely buzzing. I'm gonna be over the moon with Michael Keane. Let's just put it that way. A Michael Keane masterclass. Yeah, like I said, 4 without a win for Chelsea. Hey ho. You never know what could happen. I probably would go Raul Jimenez just for penalties. I always like to start penalty takers. I never like benching them. Because they don't even have to play well and they could still get themselves a penalty goal. I probably would play Rodgers, then Dewsbury Hall, then Minter. Will Moreno start? Probably not. Everton will park the bus, 100%. I have Saliba, Richards, VVD. Shall I get Nkape, Alderente, and Esteve on the bench? Maybe need to reword that question a little bit for me to understand who you're benching and who you're starting and who you're bringing in a little bit. I probably would go Mukalele. Reckon it's worth getting rid of Mbeumo early to get in Saka. I probably would for Saka, yes, especially if I'm going to give him the armband as well. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, regardless of whatever lineup they put out, they still lost the game. Sell Moreno to Eze? I probably would this week, yeah. Is it crazy to cap Thiago? I don't think it's crazy. I'd probably just rank him as like the 4th best captaincy option for me this week. I think Haaland, I think Saka, I think Bruno are all above him. But I don't think it's crazy. I really, really don't think it's crazy. I probably would go with the 4 at the... I think you could very easily play all 4 of those at the back. When Michael Keane scores a bullet header, I won't be regretting it. I won't be regretting it. When Michael Keane has hit DEFCON, you scored a goal, there's a juicy clean sheet, and it's a massive 15-pointer, we're going to be doing it. Thank you, 1049, for becoming an FPL Tom member. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. I have Calafiori, Nkape, Truffet, Rodon, and Mukalele. Still have 3 transfers. Who would you buy? Who would I buy? Probably would get rid of Calafiori for me. I would be tempted with somebody like a Chalobah. Like, they are great. Their numbers are great. Yeah, it probably is. It's either him or it's probably Chalobah for me in terms of the players I would be looking to go for if I had Munoz this week. Would you captain Eze or Haaland? I did have Eze as one of my top captaincy picks this week on the free hit, so I'm going to back that decision on TikTok. So yeah, I'm going to back that decision. Hello from Egypt. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing good. Who would you start over, Enzo or Tarky? I'd go Enzo. I'm captaining SAKA, but there's a 4-pointer right next door. Yeah. Obviously, we'll be wrapping up the stream in a little bit, guys. We'll do the final round of team reviews at 11:30. Then, like I said, we'll be wrapping up today's stream. I'd probably put maybe like Foden as the 5th best captaincy option for this week. Again, I think there's just plenty of other better captaincy options. Yeah, maybe the home fixture does just maybe sway it for Richards. I don't know, maybe. I guess we're kind of just like rotating around these players. I think with us just having the double City attack, wanting both to blank. Like, I want Haaland to blank, but I don't want Foden to blank. So, yeah. Tell you what, I need a dump after this stream. I really, really do. Oh. It's a bad one as well. Sod it, let's do some team reviews now, and then I'll end the stream because I just need a dump that bad. Right, let's have a look what we've been sent in. I think that was the last one we did. That one maybe. Timber and Enzo to SAKA and Keane, or what would you do? I wouldn't go for Michael Keane. No. Michael Keane is not going to be playing much longer, I imagine, with Bramthwaite back in the fold, so I probably would look elsewhere. Probably would go like Sepp Vandenberg, or yeah, that's probably about it really in that price bracket. Found your channel today. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that, man. Team looks pretty decent. Yeah, team looks good. Eze cap, I rate it. Hope it works out, man. Start KDH or Chow? Probably would go Chow. Yeah, I probably would. Right. I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I need the toilet. So we're going to go to the toilet and we're going to finish the stream up there. Obviously, all the big boys will be going live as well. So, yeah, we'll let them go and do their thing. Let me bring up my team. Where's my team? There it is. That's obviously how we're lining up for this week. Obviously, if we get news about Mbeumo heading off to AFCON before the deadline, I will update my team. Probably either go for Sobo or Cunha in that spot. But other than that, that is pretty much going to be it for us this game week. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Like I said, if you want to come and chat to me, I will be over in my Discord as well. So make sure you come in over to there. Link in the description for that one as well. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you obviously tonight for a video. And yeah, we'll be back next week for the potentially one of the final deadline streams of the year for me. Maybe. There might be 2 more. I can't remember. Anyway, best of luck, everybody. And I will see you very shortly.